Sweeping my garage.
Sorry?
Just sitting there sweeping my garage out.
Oh, okay.
From all
Sweeping your
salts.
garage. Fair enough. I said sweeping your garage. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh shit, we were live while I was doing that.
Well, I thought I'd put it on early. No one else has turned up anyway.
Yeah.
You didn't even bother turning up. I put it live.
Mama. Yeah, I doubt Bill's gonna turn up. Put this name in for Bill and doubt he's even gonna see it.
You did what to Bill?
I put this name in for Bill's benefit and I doubt he's even gonna see it.
Mark's still got his Christmas name up. X-Mark.
Yeah, I can't change it. We need to change it.
Personally, I think you'd be better off as a pirate. X marks the spot. That's where your buried treasure is. On the X mark. So you're being theological today then? Is that what it is? A play on theological, is it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm Leothogical.
Leothogical. Hi, Mark. How's life?
Hi, Gray. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I had a plumber come over today to fix the stopcock. Won't turn. Like, it's not worked for ages. He can't turn the water off when we need to. And then get a new washing machine. So we got him to come in and sort that out for us.
Oh yeah. What was just stuck? Was it come with a large spanner?
Sorry.
What do you do? Just come with a large spanner?
No, you put some WD-40 on it. But like every time, like we've had to use. It's been a few years now. It's got stiffer and stiffer. The more we have to use it. And I just. But they end up used to use W40, and it seems to have done the job. He claims it's done the job anyway, so well, let's hope he's right.
How's Lisa? She's stable?
Yeah, she's not too bad. Yeah, she's fine. Yeah, she's just went to the. She's going to the hospital every 3 months now, so she just went for the first time since November or something. And they've got to do another. They're doing a scan next week, and then we'll find out if it's anything else that's come from the scan. You know.
Okay,
so that's the time. That's the worrying time in between scanning and getting the results.
Yeah.
When your brain starts going, as Kyle well knows.
Yeah, the lead up is the worst part until they tell you the shitty news, then that tops it. But but the lead up is no fun because especially if you feel more fatigued, it's just miserable.
Yeah.
It's just a mental grind.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's awkward. Yeah, anyway. Anyone bought any new comics this week?
Not I.
Yeah, but I haven't picked them up. They're at an auction house. I'm probably going to pick them up Thursday.
If I had the energy, I'd go up and dig out some old Sergeant Fury comics in the 17 to 20 range.
I need 11 to 19, Kyle.
I know I've got 17 up there. I'm like 17 and 22.
Yeah. I've got 2 boxes to read through.
Oh.
Well, I'll show some comics then, as soon as no one else has got anything.
So
I was my granddaughter yesterday knocked a book off the shelf in the room down here, and I thought, well, that'd be a fun show. On the show today, I was going to bring out my copy of the Satanic Verses by Solomon Rushdie.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Have you read it?
Yeah. Slogged through it.
Oh, yeah, it's not half as blasphemous as they make it out to be.
It's meh. It's just meh.
It's very non-blasphemous, and it's just really mild.
Yeah, but any kind of... so, some people are just a little bit more precious about things than other people, aren't they, really?
Well, I mean, he's not that good of a writer, so it kind of makes it a slog.
He's a good writer, and he's won prizes, so I assumed he was a good writer, but I can't say it's not a subject matter I could be bothered to read about.
He's a topical writer, but...
Fair enough. Hello, Terry. Hello, Darren.
Hello there.
How are the 2-syllable named people of the show this week? So all the single syllable named people turned up, and then the 2-syllable named people got here late.
Leo is
longer because of the
Leo
extra
is one
syllable.
syllable.
Oh, yes, true, but that's not his real name, though, is it? That's not his real name. So that he'll have an untold different amount of syllables in his name, depending on his whim.
Probably. Yeah.
Right, do you want to see some
I've
shit?
given up on finding Planet comics for cover slingers this week. I've just picked out some crappy ones, and I don't care. I never win anyway, so it don't really matter.
You do win. You win regularly. What a load of nonsense.
I don't. I never win. I can't be bothered.
Look, Yellow
So I've
Pages.
got like
What are those?
tiny little planet, you just about to see if you squint. that's what I'm going with. What's that? Is that Big Planets?
Big planets.
Yeah. Now,
I
just think
do
that-
not like these items. Never have done. Let's see what you boys think.
Yeah, I had some of them as a kid, I think.
Yeah, Giles is all right. I used to love them when I was younger. I've got a load of them in the attic.
I think I've got about a dozen of them in a box in the loft.
Yeah, me too.
That's one of them.
Parachutes and Andy Cap and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Giles was like an artist, right? And he used to do these cartoons for
Tuesday.
newspapers.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
book collects one full year or of
That's
the
right. They
highlights
used
or
to come
every
out
one of them.
annually and used to get. I mean, the interesting thing about them is because they were topical. So 50% of them were topical. So
Yeah.
covered sort of news events at the time.
Yeah, they got time capsule elements.
So anybody reading them 40 years later is not going to understand what
No, they won't.
No,
Yeah.
more than likely not.
You don't
They-
get
they-
the joke.
No, well,
No.
they weren't jokes, were they? That was the thing.
And it was the Sunday Express, I think.
Mm.
Yes, Sunday
Daily
Express
Mail,
and the
wasn't it?
Daily Express, which is
Daily Express. Yeah.
I used to read the Sun, so it's way too highbrow for me. It's too just over my head.
Was one up from the
Hey,
start.
Tempest.
You know if Bill's coming on today, Carl?
I didn't see any. I didn't even see that he saw that we were on.
So, anyone got any idea about value on these?
Very little.
I don't know. I couldn't think of how popular they are nowadays.
Right, no, they're worth very little. It's the sort of stuff.
25 pence in a charity shop.
Yeah.
Right, the people who used to read them are probably all
If you're
passed
lucky-
on by
if you're
now.
lucky, you'll get £3 to £5 for them.
I would be over the moon to get £3 to £5 for them. That would be a
Yeah.
brilliant result.
You mean for the lot or for each one?
Each.
I
That
thought
one less, that
I
one's
thought
folded.
a lot. I wasn't too sure.
Well, the first one came out, I don't know, quite early, like from, I don't know, 1950 or something like that, could be 1940. The first one can carry some value from what I've investigated, but nothing really else. So the oldest 5 might carry a little bit of value, but everything else, and there's tons and tons and tons of them, doesn't.
Yeah, you'll just find them in car boot sales for £1 or something.
Yeah. Although, look, I mean,
5 shillings,
not
yeah,
much,
that was expensive, wasn't it?
22nd series, so we should be able to date it from that. But just I use annuals to do ends of boxes.
Yeah.
I was
those are
using
all
these for
size.
ends of boxes as well.
Are they the right size? Are they? They work for that.
They're not bad. They're a little bit. They work.
Funny shape.
This is the perfect. This is my new wooden block. That's the perfect size. So
Not too bad.
they're a little.
Right,
They're
not too bad.
Darren, I'm going to come up and visit you in a few weeks.
Why? What are you threatening me with a visit for? What are you going to rob me of?
I want some more of those boards.
Some more of those what?
Those backing board things you've got. You just pull
Oh,
out.
you can't have any.
You sold them all. You used them all.
They cost a fortune to make.
No, how many to pay for them?
And I've only the thing. How many do you want, Mark? Because the thing is that to get a board cut,
It's got a pallet of them.
I have got a pallet, but I think I've actually underdone what I'm going to need. So,
You best start selling some comics.
well, I might sell boards. It sounds like a better venture at the minute.
Mark was going to bring a bottle of wine and a steak up there with him as well.
The problem now, because I put the ones I got off you in some boxes, and now every time I look at the boxes without them, I think, oh, the back comic is getting bent.
They're ace, aren't they? They're really, really good.
So I need another 20 or so.
Oh, 20! Jesus
I'm
Christ!
not to pay for them.
My
Oh,
boxes
dear.
are so stuffed with
I might
comics.
have to make you pay
They've
for
got no
20.
room. They're more likely getting stuck. They're more likely getting bent like this because the blinking comics
Yeah,
are
that's
so
right.
sort
That's
of
why you
bulging
need-
out at the ends, kind of thing.
That's
That's
why
how
you need the
badly-
Darren board. I think he's invented a new comic accessory.
Yeah.
Or I'll
That's
just have
the name
to
them.
take-
As soon as
I'll
you
just
invent
have
them,
to
you have to
take
call
the
them
Darren
Splat
board
or
to
something.
Me and you, Mark.
some carpenter somewhere and say, do me a pallet of these.
Carl's moving, so
Yeah.
that's good.
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
Look at that crazy thing.
honestly, these are awesome.
Alistair knocked 2 feet off of that
So
the
lost
other day,
everyone
and it
again.
grew right
I don't know
back.
if my computer's playing up, so
Why don't you
I'll
take a few
reboot.
pot shots at it, Carl? Knock it down.
Let's see if I can get how close I can get to this goddamn thing. This thing is straight dangerous.
What are
So
you
there's
talking
a
about? Oh,
bit
you
under
got
it,
your
great.
icicle again. Your deadly icicle.
That thing's like
Right.
10 foot long and sharp as a knife now.
So what Carl does, he goes and stands underneath it.
Yeah, go and stand underneath it and curse the
Yeah.
gods.
And then jump.
Listen, let's work out which god is true. Go underneath it and curse each god alphabetically, and we'll see which one is real when it drops and kills
There
you
you go.
when you curse them.
Shaft shift.
Start
That'd
off
be
with
funny.
Ammon, work your way up to Zeus, and see which god smites you down with the icicle of death. No, maybe not.
Where's
The
Darren
first
gone?
one he got.
Was that
I know
too right?
Laufey would be the one. There we go.
Can't believe it.
Had to close that door up.
Otherwise,
It's bitter cold here. It's down in single digits. Gonna go below 0.
yeah, it's not bad here. Really, I've not had any bad weather here. Not really in London. Been a little bit chilly, really, but nothing to write home about. There's been a bit of ice on the ground, a bit of water's frozen on the ground, but nothing terrible.
That's
It got,
because
it got to
you're in
-4 this morning. Well, one of the mornings here, but other than that, it's been about like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
My highs and lows go from 0 to 20, which I guess in you guys' parlance is like -5 to -10.
Yeah.
Are you talking Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
I still like in my own head. I think of Fahrenheit more than I do Celsius. I don't know when it comes to hot temperatures. Anyway, when it comes to hot temperatures, I think in Fahrenheit, and I think 70, 80, oh, that's hot. But when it comes to talk about 20 odd and 30 or whatever, it's like I don't really get it quite so well.
It's like feet and inches. I mean, I still thinking feet and inches. I mean, I know what centimeters are, but I still think
Yeah.
feet and inches.
But when it comes to height,
The only people with any excuse here is me and Terry, because we went to school when we still had the old system.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I was only ever taught centimeters at school, but still, so I know because parents or whatever, or before I went to school, but I always think about weight in stones and pounds and height in feet and inches, you know, more than anything.
Well, I mean,
Anyway.
but the thing is, I mean, even like pints and gallons are different in America, aren't they? Because there's 5 pints to their gallon, as opposed to 8 to ours. So
That's because they can't get a single
that's
thing
why-
accurate. That's why.
That's why petrol sounds awfully cheap over there, or gas sounds awfully cheap
Right.
over there. But I mean, I know it's gone up and up and up, but it wasn't that much cheaper because there wasn't so much of it. When they talked about a gallon,
Right.
they weren't getting as much as we were.
I
So
didn't realise that. I thought they were the same.
no,
We got it yesterday for like $2.65 a gallon.
but there's only 5 pints in a gallon. As far as that's right, isn't it, Carl? There's only 5 pints in your gallons, isn't it?
I don't know.
He ain't got a clue.
I was told by an American, but so it's the same whether it's right or not. I don't know.
He's American. He knows how many bullets go into a gun, but he doesn't know how many pints go into a gallon.
It
Yeah.
all depends what kind of gun.
Just going to cut up a comic, see if you can guess what it is.
Or from the back.
Cutting up the
Well,
comic.
I'll put the link in the what do you call it, in case Tempest wants to pay us a visit. Seeing as Bill doesn't look like he's coming.
Bill will come. Surely he'll come.
I know.
Does
He
he
says
know
8
you're on?
pints. Car
You
stop
met-
says 8 pints, so you may have been misinformed,
Yeah,
Terry.
maybe I have. Yeah.
Right.
It'd be a bit weird if, like,
Well, I thought they were the
They're
same. The same
Yeah,
as mine.
Yeah,
that's what I was
strange.
told. Because that was somebody that's always on about the price of it, sort of thing. They told me it was 5 pints the gallon.
Great. Do you remember
Yes, mate.
cover slingers, kickers, kicks,
What, chicks with kicks?
chicks with kicks?
Chicks with
Yeah.
dicks.
What comic is this?
Barbed wire.
Well, it looks like Black Canary.
Black Canary, yeah.
This is a comic. It might be original art. I'm not sure. That's never been
It's
seen
funny
in the
shape, isn't
States before.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it a manga one or
Have you
something?
chopped it up? Have you chopped the top off it or something?
Now I've just cut a board to shape, so you can't see what it is.
Ah.
Oh, right, okay.
This is to tease Kyle, because I don't think he might have seen this art before.
Robin is born.
Well, that's it. Is that the Neil Adams version of the Neil?
That's Jim
The-
Lee.
that's
That's
Jim
Jim
Lee.
Lee art. That one.
So I said Adams did some variants of the Jim Lee stuff.
Yeah, it does look a bit Jim Lee. I agree.
Yeah, that's definitely Jim Lee.
Hush.
Might have given too much away there. Trying hard.
So
not
it's
to
a
get-
new 52 Batman, is it?
Yeah, and that's definitely Jim Lee. I've got that cover.
That's basically the Hush series reprinted without logos and shit.
No, he's covered them up.
Anyone got a guess at what this is?
Well, so they're
I
all
don't know.
the Jim Lee
Talk about
covers.
You talk about the
Batman Hush
title, or is there
story.
something special about the art?
I'm showing them because I don't think Kyle will have seen them before, but you other guys would be aware of them.
Well,
Oh,
the
not
one with
UK.
Robin
they're
on the
not
back
British
is
versions.
definitely
They're
a
not
Hush
the
cover.
news
British
agent ones.
version.
Yeah, that's the Hush cover.
Yeah, but you've never
That's the
seen this
first one,
comic in the US before, Kyle.
That's
Oh, Batman
Batman
Legends.
608.
So
This
is that
Batman
reprint?
Legends
British?
#1.
I
That's
know,
the
but
American
that's,
reprints. British reprints.
yeah, that's like that's the Batman Hush series. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the Batman Superman issue 1.
Indeed, it is the Hush series.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Are these UK specials then?
Let's get a focus on, see if we can get it to focus.
Wait,
I mean, they're just some kind of like variant, but they're all.
Panini. Is it Panini, does it say?
Yeah, Panini
Are they
comics, yeah.
Italian?
Paninis, the
Yeah,
Paninis.
Panini comics, yeah.
Right, so
Yeah, the
these
UK
are
ones.
reprints done in the UK by a company called Panini,
Yeah.
and they're mighty thick. These are really thick comics. So let me
Yeah.
get one.
Well, yeah, that's multiple issues of the Hush run and stuff.
The problem is I've got a box full of them and they're worth nothing.
Worth nothing.
Yeah.
Look at the cover. Look at the cover.
Yeah, no, they're
Oh.
great.
Hard.
Cardstock cover.
They're really good print quality and everything. but they're-
Incredibly good print quality.
Can't sell them.
They'd be great for
Okay.
new comic collectors.
Can't
If you
sell
can
them.
find some.
If I put them on Whatnot, which I do occasionally, no interest whatsoever.
Yeah. There
So
might be fractionally more now the Hush 2's coming out. You might have a chance.
So in here that's the end of the Hush episode, and then a couple of adverts, and then it goes into another story that's from a completely different thing.
It's a backup story. Is it a Batman story as well, though?
Backup story, yeah.
Yeah.
So you get this is another one, look, an older one. That's
Hey,
an-
Brian, long time no see.
Look, that was £2.40. So
Yeah.
you effectively got 3. That's the same as sort of getting an 80-page giant.
Yeah.
Sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
They would really superb value for money
They were
based on
good
the
value for
quality
money.
of everything.
Yeah.
But you're better off finding someone who's just new to collecting comics, who just wants the stories, and that would be perfect
Yeah,
for them.
absolutely.
But if you know,
And the
if you
great
were to
thing
buy
is,
them
you
Americans,
can-
some valuable ones in there.
the great thing is, if you accidentally get tape on the cover, you're not going to damage it because it's nice and shiny. It comes straight off again.
Yeah.
I actually gave a load of those away to some local kids this year.
Do you remember when I went to see some guy on the South Coast on the day
For
that
Halloween.
I bought the Freddie Mercury collection?
Yeah.
The guy I went to see before him had boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of Panini comics. And he said, these are worth a fortune. I said, I'm so sorry. They're worth so little. I just don't want them. I said, you would have to pay me to clear your attic of them.
Yeah.
I cannot sell them.
No, shame.
Well, Panini's a card maker.
They were
They
sticking
make
about
sports
it.
cards.
They've been doing comics in Europe for 30 years.
I think all the old football albums used to be
Yeah,
Panini,
that's
didn't
right.
they? And
Yeah.
probably the
Well, I
Star
was into
Trek albums
football.
back
I
in the
used to watch
day.
all the football albums.
Yeah.
All the World Cup
Yeah.
ones and all that.
But there was, and I meant
Are you a
to.
Bournemouth fan then, Terry?
Crystal Palace was my.
I've lost
Right.
the
So I'm
Okay,
not a
London.
footballer. I mean, I lived just up the road when I lived in London, sort of thing. I lived just up the road from Palace. So,
Tottenham
Yeah.
Hotspur.
well, that's
Go Tottenham.
Shut up, or you'll get kicked out of the chat, Carl. How many times have I got to tell you? We don't mention Tottenham Hotspur on this bloody well stream. All right, it's verbatim. It must not be
I must
mentioned.
be honest, I fell out of love with football with the stupid amount of money they get now for kicking a bit of
Yeah.
kicking the ball around.
Did you ever go to Crystal Palace Park and see the dinosaurs?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah,
They were cool, weren't they? I like going to see them.
yeah. No, I used to play. Used to play in that park all the time. They used to, and all the sort of like ropes across valleys and things like that. You used to go sort of like jump in, and that was it was good fun.
Yeah.
I spent most of
Cool.
the younger life down that way. Well, just
Yeah.
school age time, between the ages of about 6 and 15. Sort of thing. I lived there. Yeah,
So these paninis, right? So just the reason I thought of them was I meant to try and find a box that I've got of them somewhere. There was one thing that was topical a couple of months ago. I wouldn't say it was worth a lot of money, but you would have easily sold it. It was a title, like it's like got multiple stories in. Well, they did a comic that had multiple stories in. One of the first story was Deadpool. The second story was a story from Wolverine, and it had Deadpool and Wolverine on the front cover. Now, because of the movie, you could have sold those £20 each piece of cake on eBay at the time.
No, you couldn't. I've got a whole load of Deadpool Wolverines from Panini.
No.
Yeah, I've got half a box full. Can't sell them. Never tried. It's hopeless. I'll tell you what. I'll trade you up I've got a long box of Panini, Amazing Spider-Man, Deadpool, Wolverine, all in near minty condition. I'll trade you them. I'll trade you them for some of those boards.
That's the Batman Hush.
It's one of the variant covers.
That's the deal.
Well, I should say Leo's got there. You could use
This is
another.
the Batman Hush book to have.
We're happy to.
As
flog
an
off.
aside, I thought that Hush storyline was rubbish. I hated it when I read it at the time. I thought it was boring as crap, stupid as crap as well. So
What's
that's just
special
me.
about this cover?
Well, that's a
Your
variant cover.
copy.
Yeah.
It's a variant. I think it's a second print as
Is
well.
it a variant, is it?
Second print Riddler
Yeah.
chest variant.
Yeah.
It's just sitting on top of things. So,
All right, Darren.
but this and 608 are the valuable ones.
Yeah.
How's the comic collectors of Sheffield doing?
You're doing all right. All
Cool.
three in us.
There's only 3 of yous. What? God, I'm surprised how much the membership fees are. There's only 3 of yous. Blimey.
That's why it's so high, because there's only three in us.
Yes, well, it makes sense now thinking about it. Only the rich people of Sheffield can afford to be in there. It's an exclusive gentleman's club. Do you have a room where you hang out with your dressing gowns and your cigars and that? And
I'm not allowed in it, though.
drinking your sherries or whatever while you're reading your comic books.
I can only look in through the window.
Yeah.
You say, Gray,
Yeah.
you're saying about you didn't enjoy the Hush story. You would have hated the cartoon as well, or the animated film. Did you watch the animated
I've
film?
never seen it. I've never seen
No,
it.
the animated film. They changed the ending. They changed who Hush was.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Stupid way.
Yeah, I didn't like it because like his character's completely like introduced from scratch. Like you never heard of this guy before, obviously because they just invented him, and suddenly he's like a long time pal of Bruce Wayne's, and a whole bit about cutting Catwoman's heart out and stuff like that. But what is?
Yeah.
It was daft. I
Is
didn't dig it
Hush
at all.
in there? I don't think Hush is in that one, Kyle.
Introducing Giant Man.
The Joker had his face cut off and sewn back on, or whatever it was. It was like
That
it was a mask.
That was in the New 52. That was the start.
Yeah.
That was the New
November
52.
1963, I do believe. Yeah, 63.
Nice.
So, first Giant Man. Just after
How's your
surrendering
Rudolph the Red-Nosed
candy.
Reindeers going, Tempest?
They're going all right. I've got all the collector's edition ones now.
Did Rudolph have his face ripped off and sewn back on again, or did
Not
he,
that I'm
did
aware.
he cut
No,
out
not that I'm aware.
Did he cut out Frosty the Snowman's heart at any point?
He kept his nose intact throughout the entire run, I think. Although if they rebooted him, it wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
Yeah. If he rebooted with a radioactive nose or something, we could fire blasts out of his antlers, that kind of thing. Oh dear.
Who wants to see some comics that I'm going to throw away?
Oh dear.
What? Go on
So
then.
they're paint's right about the facsimiles. They're coming out of all the issues because you've got
Okay.
Hush 2's coming out shortly. So
I actually
Right.
got.
If you're going to throw them away,
Let me show what I got from Matilda first. I got an AOK from Matilda. I just showed this off. It's just a couple of facsimiles, really. But while I've got, so this is the one that I needed. So it's a facsimile. I don't know why they're making a facsimile of it. I think maybe the first Rose. I'm not too sure.
What issue number is that, Gray?
Who is the Rose?
253.
Is it the first Rose?
Who is the Rose?
The son of the Kingpin.
Yep.
Richard Fisk is his name, I think. Got this one.
Classic.
Nice.
141. 142.
Oh, nice.
There's all
Facsimile
facsimile.
of a nice old Wonder Woman. First,
Yeah.
Nubia, I think.
that's
Yeah,
Newby.
Nubia, that's the one.
The original of that.
Nubia.
This is.
I'd make a what's a Nubian joke.
I'm gonna take the piss out of Matilda when I show this one. Actually, so I'm gonna do a video. Archie's Valentine's Spectacular. I'll pretend there was a. I'm gonna like if I make a video of these, I'm gonna pretend there was a love note in there for Matilda saying, "Oh, the sexiest man on YouTube. I don't give you straight tens because I don't want everyone to know how much I love you." That kind of thing. Some old Tales of Suspense.
Oh, very nice. And very nice.
Yeah. At last, she gave me a Tomb of Dracula.
Oh, very nice. You've got some good.
Who did that
there.
cover?
Colin, maybe.
Nope. Mark. Who did
Mark
the
did
cover
it.
to Tomb of Dracula 1?
I do know this. Let's have a look.
Blue.
He also did the cover to Marvel Feature 1.
No,
Let's have a
I
look.
couldn't tell you.
Show me the cover again. I do know the cover. It's been homaged a couple of times as well.
I think somebody in the chat's going to get
Adams,
it. Yeah.
according to
Neil
the paint.
Adams.
Is it
Neil
really?
Adams. Here's one for you, Mark. I'm always talking about these when you show them. Who precursed
Doesn't
as
like Neil Adams to me
Master of
either.
Kung Fu in this series?
Oh, God.
Who's
did-
highlighted in
who did
special
what?
Marvel edition?
Marvel
before?
Special Edition. I keep selling them. Can't remember who it is.
They're Thor reprints until issue 15.
Okay.
And then he's introduced. Oh, look.
Right, yeah, I've got one in my box. I haven't sold. Oh, there you go. There's a nice one.
There's Sergeant Fury 17.
Oh, he has some
That's the
dog.
one he needs.
Oh, he accidentally collected the first 50 of them.
I got a Tijuana Bible here.
Now you got 21, so you guess you don't
Yeah.
need that.
It was 11 to 20, didn't he?
11 to
Yeah,
11 to 19.
But yeah, there's a
I saw,
knockaround
I
copy.
saw a
of
number
17.
50 on eBay, but it might be more Gray's condition than yours, I think, Mark.
Yeah.
It's on the auction sort of thing. I think it was like £7, I think it was.
Oh,
Yeah, this
There
is
was no
definitely
goods on it.
great condition.
Oh, that's a bit ropey. Yeah.
It's a bit ropey. It's all right, but it's got its.
I'm sort of about 4 or 5 minimum grade when I'd sort of buy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that one, have a look on eBay then, if it hasn't already
Yeah.
gone.
£7 for a 50 would be all right.
Yeah. That's it. Well, saying that it hadn't been any bids on it, and it had about 12 hours to go. I think.
What's that mean?
I know.
Marvel marching something.
The Merry Marvel Marching
Marching
Society, isn't it?
Mighty or Merry Marvel Marching Society or Mighty Marvel Marching Society.
Fair enough.
Mighty Marvel
That
March.
happens.
I ain't doing no bloody well. Fury bailing out the line is in Burma in number 17, I think. Seems like he knows his Furies.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a couple here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Some trivia. Impressed
any
the
notes
shit
yet?
out of me. Who
Any
did that
bids yet?
cover?
Hey, Mark, has it had any bids yet?
No. There's a very fine that's 29 quid. What's this one on auction?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who did that cover, Mark?
It's a bit rough.
Mm.
It's a bit rough for me.
Well, that 7 quid one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. I thought it probably would be.
It's a nice.
Mark,
See,
who
we're
do you
looking
think
at
did the cover?
Don't know.
Steranko.
Steranko, was it?
That's
Okay.
a Steranko cover.
I showed Sergeant Fury with Baron Strucker. That's the first Baron Strucker.
Mm.
Yep.
So we're selling it here for 350 quid.
Wow.
Or trying to.
Yeah, trying to. The copy I've got is not bad at all.
Mm. Yeah, well, on that video, you also noticed that when you started pulling out, I think it was 137. That was a reprint of number 24 or something or other, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did do reprints.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't recognise it. I've got 24.
Yeah.
Was you showing some comics you're throwing away, Darren, or was you joking?
No, I'm kind of serious.
I'll put you on the screen then.
These are ones I've been talking about it for some time, sending them off to some auction just to,
Get
Sheffield auction style, just get the best I can for
Hey,
them.
here's a good Planets cover for you, Greg.
Yeah, we've changed over now, Kyle. You'll have to hold on for a bit. Go on, Darren.
There's a few at the top here. I mean, they're going to have to go, but I'm really annoyed at these. These are very badly water rippled, and they're really, really high grade comics, like near mint, very fine. But the water,
if you've got the patience, you can get rid of that by saying,
you can take the water.
I haven't got the
right
patience
out.
at all. Haven't got the patience for it at all. I've got so many other things I should be doing.
Yeah. That Spider-Woman don't go that high, though. Any would they do?
Well,
Really?
only
They're not
issues
mega
1,
valuable.
37, and 38 are valuable.
So these are all water ripples, and water ripple comes in different levels of seriousness.
yeah.
These are the maximum level of water ripple.
Yeah.
Not actually stuck together, though, but just all ripply.
Ripple, not
pages.
put together.
You just soak those, they'll come back to near mint.
Yeah, but the drying and look, you can see the ripple through the bag. Look, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a pain in the
You got
arse.
to press them as well. You got to press them as well.
Yeah, you've got
when you.
to press
I don't have a press, and I don't have the patience or the time, or the energy or the desire. So I would have loved to have sent them to you, Mark. If you want them and you want to fuck about with them, you can have them for nothing.
They're not worth it because the amount of time it takes to do it, you end up with a £4 comic.
Everything else is going in the auction. Actually, why have I put that there? Is that one? Everything else is going to go in a box of mixed whatevers in an auction. So I'll tell you now, don't be bidding on it. If you see this come up,
Send it to Sheffield. I won't bid on it anyway because I don't.
Because I promise you, they're not worth it. Whatever you think you're seeing, you're not.
That's a nice comic.
It looks fantastic.
Well, that one's got to be worth doing something with. Surely number 7.
Go back. Yeah, that's the first red suit. That's
red
Wallywood art. Yeah, that's well.
Darren said that's the first red costume. I mean, that goes for a load of money. That's got to be worth playing around with, surely.
Whatever it is that makes this bad, is so catastrophic. I don't want the comic on sale on my shop.
Oh, I see. Fair enough.
I've not taken a record of what the faults are, but let's take it out of the bag and see if we can find out.
That's what's worth sorting out. If that was just water damage, I'd fix that one.
I don't know what it is. So let's have a quick look.
Christ. Can't see it.
I'm trying to find the fault.
Your screen's very. With
I mean, if a page is cut out, that'd be something to worry about. But yeah, that's worth getting and repairing. And
Is it rippled?
No, it's not rippled. There you go. There's a page missing. Only
what
story
what
page?
page? What page?
I don't know.
If
it a
it
story
doesn't
page,
affect
is
the
it?
story,
I don't know. Let me just give me a minute. I'll try and find. Oh no, it's there. There's the page. Right, there's the rip. Right, can you see the rip there?
Yeah, somebody's ripped a page out. Yeah.
So there's
The whole
rip.
page of story.
Yeah, that doesn't get fixed by giving it a water soak.
No.
Right,
Correct.
okay.
Now, as it happens, that is
I'll give you a quid for it.
that. I don't think that does affect the story because I think that's the last page of story.
You
But
can always tell by the panel at the bottom.
I can get more from that by selling it blind, so unopened
Yeah.
in an auction than I can get by declaring it as a page missing and selling
Yeah,
it.
you're evil, mate. You're evil. That's good. Somebody will see that in the stack and go, "Oh, look, that's the first."
Yeah,
that's
that's
the first.
exactly what.
Buyer
That's
beware.
why I said if you see them, do not bid. You'll be wasting your money. But just this is like because I've been processing stuff. So these are because I check every page as you should do on anything prior to about 1975, definitely. Because you've got to check for Marvel stamps anyway. But you've also got to check for any other adverts cuttings out. And back in those days, people would write on their comics. They would fill in adverts. Some comics even had a crossword puzzle in them and things. And people used to do that.
Yeah.
Look at this Amazing Spider-Man. Jesus, this is just breaking my heart. This is
Well,
breaking my heart.
shove those in a lot and get them to and do a lot of 100 comics and have the Spider-Mans and the Daredevil on the top and that one on the top, and you'll get 100 quid.
100 quid. I think this is.
But will you asleep at night? That's the question.
Oh, you'll get a couple. You might get. Yeah, you'll get a few. You'll do all right. Just warn me where it is, but I've seen some of them now.
I'm not gonna. It's not. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask the auctioneer to lay them out in like 12 comics per auction, maybe, so that all covers are visible.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask him to describe them as low-grade comics.
Yeah.
And that is fair, and that is what that auctions consider that fair.
Somebody thinks they're getting a bargain. They think, oh, they don't know what this is.
Someone might think, oh, bloody hell, and there will be more than one person who thinks bloody hell. And with auctions,
Nice.
with auctions, most people don't go and visit because it's a physical trip.
No, they don't.
They'll bid from afar, and I think these will get £3 to £5 a comic on average.
Yeah. Now,
September
you
1969.
have to pick your auction house because some auction houses won't do that. The ones with morals won't do it.
Well, the one I'm going to, I shall be honest with the auction house to say they're low-grade comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And auctions have a simple rule: let the buyer beware. Caveat emptor. So if you don't go and visit the auction house, it's tough luck if you want to bid without going to see
The other
it.
place that's worth trying, who I do sell crap and I don't use them anymore, is Excalibur.
Do you reckon? I
Yeah.
thought Excalibur were reputable.
A number of dealers I've spoken to, a number of people at the London Comic Mart won't buy from Excalibur anymore.
No.
I've
What
had
do they do?
exactly what you've got there. So you
No.
they never declare the condition. They never say.
No.
They don't say if there's a page missing and things like that.
Well, that is incredibly stupid of them because they are a comic specialist auction.
Well, they've lost a lot of business, and it's moving to a company called Eubanks, who are much better now. Much better.
Well, as well, have you noticed on Facebook, and this counts as a shout out. There's a new auction company for comics and collectibles starting up called Phoenix. auctions, and it's run by a bunch of superstars of the comic world, right? So they did a like little thing in the UK. They did like 10 they showed their staff list, and it's like 10 people involved in the startup.
I haven't heard
The
about
person who is one of the I think there might be 2 co-owners or co-founders. One's called Matt Hoskinson, who bought a Doctor Strange, the first Doctor Strange off me years ago. Like, you know, what is it, Strange Tales 110? And so he's assembled the A team, right? And for example, the grader is Nick Beckett. You've heard of him, right?
Yeah.
He's one of my gods. I think I've never met him, but I know of him online. He used to be part of Comicana Direct, and him and Gary Crawley had Comicana. Both of them are fantastic, and I always say that Nick Beckett is the best grader I know, because I see how he's grading stuff when he's selling stuff on eBay, and he's just incredible. So there's them 2 and a bunch of other people. Out of the 10 people, I recognize like 4 or 5 of the names, and they are genuine like personalities of the comic world. And they're going in with a refreshing attitude of their commission rates for the seller is between 10 and 20%. Depending on how well you think they did for you. So the seller chooses how much to pay commission.
Okay, so what are they called?
Phoenix.
Well, I found that there's a Phoenix auction house here, and they're selling toilets.
No, they haven't actually started their first auction yet.
They've branched out. They've risen up from the U-bend. And they've they've flamed up from the U-bend like a mystical creature, and they've started doing comic books.
I mean,
It's such a shame because most of these books are so nice.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
they look nice because I've deliberately bagged and boarded them with none of my stickers on, so that they do present nice. For example, there's one. Look,
you can see the one missing there. Yeah,
you
can see a corner missing. Is that a first heller?
But that is her first heller. That's sort of that's a key with a serious.
It's missing the top box.
Yeah, I mean, what does missing that box? What grade does that knock it down to?
0.5.
0.5.
Really?
So that's horrific in terms of grading.
Yeah.
I mean, I would sell this as a good, I'd probably sell that as a good. But the thing is, I don't want to sell it at all, because if people come to my shop and see too many of these, they're not going to come to my shop anymore.
Yeah.
And it's very important that you manage it accurately.
I see that, and I think you're grading it accurately. I think you're a reputable shop, and I wouldn't be. You know, there are people like me who buy a low grade like that for a proper price, whatever it's worth in good, and I'd be happy to come back and buy them.
Called low grade. That's nice. If you had a section called low grade and you deliberately sold them cheap or low in a section called low grade, you get people like Grey coming and buying.
But I do sell low grade comics. It's not the fact that they're low grade. It's the fact that I don't want people saying, because people don't tell the full story, and I've currently got 20,000 comics on sale. I'll have 50,000. If someone just sees a few comics and goes away saying Splat Comics is shit, he has a load of comics with the logo cut out of the cover, that tells then the next person just won't even bother coming at all. So it's not worth
see your point.
The story.
Yeah. If people just come and see that, they might go straight off because they're all rubbish on this site.
Exactly.
Showing.
Say again, Mark.
These are all nice comics you're showing.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
and it's broken my heart. It's genuinely broken my heart.
Look at that.
To be getting. I've bought these in collections, and I'm like crying. I'm crying every time I pick one of these up, and I open it up to grade it, and I find a flaw that's major, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to sell that for £2 on my shop. I'm going to stick them in an auction and get £5.
Yeah.
Because I've got tons of this is like 2/3 of a short box. I've got 10 long boxes of this stuff that doesn't have that nasty major flaw, that'll still be in the very good or the good or even the reading copy. But I'm happy to sell this one. I don't want to sell this one because that's got fabric tape here.
I know, but you've got Crypto on the cover. He's going to be hot this year.
Well,
No,
yeah, I know.
That's the third appearance of the Super Pets as well.
While it will be hot and so it
So
will
cool.
sell, I would sell that for a couple of quid and someone will pay a tenner in an auction. And that's the point, is that
Possibly.
financially
You
I'm
might-
better off doing it.
Yeah. They might end up going for less. You don't know, do you? I mean,
Well, if they
you
do,
put as a
they do,
whole-
Gray. But I just want.
Yeah.
I've got so many of this kind of stuff. Not the same
Cool.
issues, obviously. 'cause
They
you
all
haven't
come
got-
from the same person.
No. This is.
This is a myth.
I've been processing about. Well, I processed 10,000 comics, and this box is the stuff that I didn't want to sell out of 10,000 comics.
Yeah.
It's such a shame of what they are.
I think if you send those to Sheffield, they'll go for a decent amount of money.
Yeah,
From
Yeah,
what
well, Sheffield
from what
was
I've seen-
one option, and I
From what
might
I've
do
seen
that.
at Sheffield Auction House.
Tell me tomorrow.
Is that the
Yeah,
first?
you're absolutely right. What you need to do is send them to Sheffield, do them in lots of 12. Just say low grade comics.
Yeah.
You'll get decent money for them because people go and buy them from Sheffield, and
And I can
Sheffield-
promise
Sheffield
you,
will do it as well because they're
they're ruthless.
ruthless. Yeah.
When whoever wins these
Don't
auctions,
come down here. Don't come down here with your comics. You'll have-
whoever wins these auctions,
Actually, I think Tempest. It's don't come up here. He's sort of south of Doncaster.
whoever wins these will open up the bag and take out the comic and immediately realise that they should never have bid blind at auction.
That's what they got them for. I mean, if you get that for a quid, you'll be happy.
All right, three first appearances in that comic book. What are the three first appearances in that comic book you just showed?
This one.
Faust,
Yeah,
Felix Faust.
three first appearances.
I'm just looking at the characters on the fingers.
One's on the cover. The first
No,
appearance is
I
Felix
thought
Faust.
it was his team, like the Felix
Batman and
Faust
Superman and Felix
Diabolic
Faust.
or whatever.
That was the first time they were on the cover, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's Felix Faust's first appearance in that one, as well as the Demons 3,
The
and also the
Demons 3,
Necronomicon. Is first mentioned by DC Comics in that comic.
There you go.
Hey, so I kind of got the Demons 3 right.
I didn't hear you, mate. I got really bad crackle on my blinking laptop. I could hardly hear anything.
You've actually
people
got,
say.
you've actually got what's wrong with it on that one.
That's a cool one. I love them old Unexpected and Mystery in Space.
Yeah, me too.
Someone's written across the top here, the Great Solar Donut.
The Great Solar Donut.
That's
I
going to be
think
a
that's
collector.
Well,
There's nothing
that's
like
a
a donut.
collector's item.
That's definitely a collector's item, that one.
That monster's
The
great.
first appearance of those words.
That's it. That's the last one.
Hey, Greg,
If
you
you
have
goes in
Doctor
auction,
Strange number
Steer
4.
clear.
Do I have Doctor Strange number 4?
Yeah.
No, I don't have any Doctor Strange.
Oh, I was gonna say that's the perfect comic to get a 10 for planets.
Yeah, look,
It's
my pen's
Strange
copied
in
off.
front of the skull, and then the planets around him are purple, and there's rings around him.
All right. Yeah, I've given up.
So
I've got tiny little planets. Now I do. Sorry?
I'm sick to death of bagging, boarding, and grading 1960s and 70s comics. I've screw comics. I've had enough of them. You can have them all for a tenner. Just £10 takes everything. First to bid.
Sold.
Hey.
That's just a horrible problem to have, Darren. We really feel sorry for you.
So I've managed
Oh
to have
no,
about
I've been
10,000.
bagging and
all right?
boarding Silver Age comics.
I'm
Wow.
about
You managed to get
10,000.
10,000 done.
Are you on track for relaunching Splat in April?
I made a project plan. In the
Mentioned the
project
year.
plan, the project plan started on it might have started on the first, about the 19th of December or something.
Yeah.
And in the plan, I put every single day individually.
Yeah.
And I gave myself a target to do one long box per day that I
Yeah.
wasn't already committed to doing something else.
Right.
And so I think I finished doing the long boxes around about the 31st of January. I've got the maths a bit wrong, but I know that the target is 41 long boxes.
Right.
So at this stage, I should have done about 18.
Yeah.
And I think I'm doing my 8th.
What's distracting you?
Well, I have had a couple of distractions, but the biggest problem has been I've underestimated how much time it takes to do a long box worth of 60s and 70s comics. Because when you get onto 80s, 90s, 2000s, you go like blue lightning because you don't have to worry about anything because they're all near mint, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're doing 70s and 60s comics, they're almost invariably a huge array of faults and flaws.
Yeah, and you've got to grade it, and you've got to work it out, and you've got to check the databases for the prices. I agree with you. It's much more difficult.
Well, I write notes as well. What I found is that I'm being more careful with my note writing, more careful with my grading, and trying to be more accurate in. And also, I think I've got half a grade tighter than I have been in the past, because in the past I have used discounts to sell comics, as you know, and it's fantastic. But what I want to do is not use so much discount and instead use a half grade extra tightness to sell comics. So you know, I don't know. It's just an experiment. It might completely fail, and I might need to go back to discounts. But that's the
discounts work better for me.
It works well for you, great, doesn't it?
And you're being distracted by video games and massage parlor.
No, I haven't played a video game for months.
No massage parlor.
He didn't say no about a massage parlor, though.
I haven't played a video game in a massage parlor for months either.
We could de-stress it at the end of the day somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
You've taken your joystick to the massage parlor to have it lubed.
No. The only things I do at the moment is feed the birds in the garden.
They don't call him Happy Finished Darren for nothing.
Happy ending. So I did go.
Long time, mate.
I went on an unscheduled trip to Mum's that lasted 4 days. That was 4 days lost.
There you go.
I think, I mean, I've lost a bit here and there, but in general, it's because I've underestimated the time. However, the box. So I've shown you guys all the collections I've bought all the while I'm doing it, and I deliberately set myself the 60s and 70s Marvel to do first. And also I had a few odd boxes that I needed to get out of the way as well that actually was 60s and 70s DC as well. Those are pretty much done. And do you remember I went once? You remember the story where I went to somewhere like Bolton or Manchester, and on the way back I left my car door open with all the comics on my computer in the back. Yeah. I think I came back with 3 long boxes of 60s and 70s Marvel in that trip. And I'm on I'm nearly finished the first box of that, and once so there's that box and 2 more. After the next 2 boxes, then the remaining 10,000 Marvel comics that I've got to do are all later on. So they're all 75 onwards, I think.
It'll be easier.
So that I'm going to fly through those. And so while if I said that I'm 8 boxes into the 41 and I should be at 18 today.
But you've done the hardest ones first, so you might catch up.
Hardest ones first. So I think I've got some. I can catch up because I can do 2 long boxes a day. And I've only planned 1 long box a day. Once I get into the modern stuff, it's a
plain sailing from here on in.
Kind of. So I'm hoping I can get all the Marvel done. And you know what? That'll be every single Marvel comic I've got in the house. There aren't any others. So every Marvel I've got will be going on sale when I do go live.
You still got to take all the pictures of everything?
Yeah, there's a ton still to do. So all I'm doing is bagging, boarding, and grading at the minute.
So if it's 8 to the 9 Marvel stuff, just stick £2 on each one and you're done, really.
Yeah, that's the way. Yeah, that's the way. So that I've put about 4 days just to alphanumerically sort the bloody things, because it takes ages to sort, because they're in random order. That randomness needs to be perfectly alphanumerical sorted. 20,000 comics.
Well, that means your picking will be much more efficient.
Yes. Well, what and the photo naming. So once I've sorted them, then they all have to be photographed. But photos just, when you take a digital photo, it just has a number. It doesn't know what you're taking a photo of. It just gives it a number.
Yeah.
So therefore, there's more than one way to skin these cats. But the best way to skin the cat in my case is to rename the photos from a number to the title and the issue and the grade of the
It needs to be in order to do that.
Yeah, and so that's the bit I'm going to outsource, but they need to be. So the process is backboard grade, get that finished, alphanumerically sort. The next bit is to bring someone in, so to sit side by side while I do a massive stock take into an Excel spreadsheet. So then I've got everything in a huge Excel spreadsheet. Then it's to do the photos, and then to send the photos and the spreadsheet to India, Pakistan to get them named. And then when the photos come back, I need to upload those to the website, and I can already have uploaded the Excel file to the website. Once the photos are there, then I just merge them in, just do a quick thing like that. And also something I need to have done in the meantime is figure out the prices as well.
Well, a 4-color comet is getting worn out listening to you. I'm worn out.
Yeah.
Well, so
It doesn't surprise me. Yeah, well,
this is why I don't do what you do.
no,
It's practically money for nothing, really, isn't it, Darren? It's like a piece of piss, really, isn't it? It's like
it totally is great. I mean, I just wake out of bed in the morning and like £500,000 falls down the chimney every day.
Exactly. And here's me. I've got about 6 boxes of stuff I want to sell. I haven't sold a bloody thing.
It's very hard. It's very hard work
bothered.
selling comics.
No, I just haven't bothered. I just haven't got around to it.
I had a slab sale on Saturday. I sold 700 quid's worth of slabs in about an hour and a half.
That's super. That's super. And you know what, Mark? I've been thinking about this, and I've got some thinking to do, because this is the it's the third time round I've done a massive upload, and I have to admit that this particular time I am hating it. I'm thinking to myself, as I grade a good or very good copy of Exterminators #2 or something, what is the point?
Exactly.
Because there is no point. You're not going to make any money.
The time you spent doing it, you've lost money on it.
Yes.
If you time yourself at minimum wage, you're not even getting minimum wage for doing that.
Yes. And so the question I've got to answer, and I don't know what the answer is yet, and much thought needs doing, is do I need to change my model slightly to focus on slightly more valuable ones or more sellable ones, which is Marvel?
Yes.
And then just do something else with everything else. Just maybe back to back them in auction houses or something.
Yeah, I think you do.
So there is a strong argument for doing that.
Yeah.
Is anyone interested in a full run of Warlock and the Infinity Watch?
I've got one.
I'm not asking who's got it. I'm asking if anyone's interested in one.
I've got about 8 copies of that #1. If you want one for 20 quid.
No, I've got a full run of the whole series. If anyone wants to buy it, this is my new thing now. Geeky Weekly Wednesdays is now about selling my comics online to the people who are watching. So just stop me if anyone's interested in any of these. All right. Good prices. Good prices. There you go. Load of modern crap.
Have you got any Sergeant Furies, not number 11 to 19?
No, I don't have any of those, I'm afraid. No, sorry.
So
I had one of the ones that you showed in your little lot. I can't remember which one it was now.
What are these comics, Greg?
The one where Duggan's trying to stop the dreadnought blinking ship in a dinghy.
That was upside down, wasn't it? That one, that last one you showed.
Probably. But for no extra cost, I will turn it the right way up before I send it to you. So if you're interested.
What are they? Avengers? Oh, the A versus X, Avengers versus X-Men.
Oh, they're all kinds of crap.
Yeah,
all kinds of modern
That's
rubbish.
the new Avengers.
So, Darren, this is the
Mark's going to want them, so he gave them to me, most of these anyway.
I just give these away.
I
just do them as giveaways. I mean, that just work. Nobody. It's just nothing.
I do sell some occasionally when I get around to sort of getting them up on Facebook, but I just because I'm mostly like at leases most of the time nowadays, so I don't really have much time.
Hey, if they get century
also,
right, some of those books might get some value.
Secret Avengers. I just need to get off my arse and take pictures of them again.
Aaron, I would also think about grading some of your higher grade 60s and 70s Marvel and DC.
Yes, I think again that's something else I've thought of, Mark. But okay,
well,
so
Mark, Darren,
when,
right?
what might be an idea, Mark, is I might take your advice on these, and so once I have got the photos and the stock list ready,
Yeah.
before it goes on sale,
Yeah.
perhaps I go through it with you and we pick out.
I'm happy to do that because I've got a pretty good view on what's worth grading.
Yeah, and pick out maybe the 100 most likely ones or good ones to go, because I have when things are one thing I don't use CGC standard type grading. Obviously I stick to it as best I can.
Your grading's really good. I'm very happy with your grading. You're very tight.
Well, where I give myself,
I'm actually convinced that if I send in a Darren 7.5, it will come back from grading as an 8.
Well,
nice to know Mark thinks Darren's so tight.
I think I've got even tighter. But what I do, Mark, is I don't use plus and minus as standard. I just say it's very fine, or it's near mint, or it's fine. That gives me a large margin of error. So what I do though, is if I think, Jesus, that one's right on the edge when I'm grading it, I say I'm going to put it in fine, but I'll write a label that says fine plus.
Yeah.
So, and I would recommend anyone who comes to Splat Comics, whenever I go live with these things, is to go through, look at the photos, and if you bought every single comic that said plus, where I've written a label that says plus, you would be delighted with every single one that you bought.
Yeah,
because they may well just go into the minus of the next grade up.
Well, the first person is going to be on your site when it goes live.
The first one, it could be you.
But yours for £1 each for colour commentary, but I'm sure you've got them already.
But what I'm saying, Mark, is therefore, once we've got the photos, we can very quickly scan through stuff, and I can everything that's got a plus on or a double plus. I'll put even a few. There's even a few notes that say my estimate of this, if it was CGC'd, is a minimum 9.4 or 9.6 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think it is possible to, because you've got the knowledge of the CGC in, and a large amount of the values of the CGC and grades and so on. I think together we could pluck 100 out easily that would be well worth grading. And I'm up for it. It's just that my model of doing comics the way I do it allows me to do it without an investment of cash. I don't invest a lot of cash.
Showing off the good stuff now, guys.
A wolf pack. Oh my god, I bought that from the newsstand when it came out, and it is horrible.
It's right up there with Team America, whatever the bloody hell they're called, the motorbike stunt gang.
So the problem, Mark, is that it costs a lot of money to get stuff CG.
It does. Yeah. I'm just waiting for my next. I sent a load off to CGC in November. They've notified me of the grades, and they're on the way back to London. So I've done okay.
I can't believe no one wanted any of those books I showed. Shocking.
Who did you think was going to buy them?
All of you. You were going to buy them back off me that you gave to me, Mark.
I liked every one of those, and if I was offered them at 10p each, I would take them.
Yeah, probably would. No, I'll get off my arse and get them on Facebook at some point. There you go. 4-colour commentary wants to get his wolf pack back in order.
And threw it in the bin, 4-colour.
He saved your life. Oh well.
Yeah, there was some real trash put out round about that time.
But most of the new universe stuff was pretty rubbish.
Yeah, I mean, my view, Darren, is that around 80 to 90% of the comics output is almost worthless, right? Over the last 30 to 40 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And when I say almost worth, I mean, it's, you'll struggle to resell it for £1, right? So for me, it's of no interest, because if I don't sell comics on whatnot for £1 because I lose money, because by the time you've packed it and you've shipped it, you put a label on it, and it's pointless. So I will do that. Actually, the only way I do it is if I do a claim show. So, and I say,
Yeah.
minimum, you've got to buy 10. So
Yeah,
they have to have 10 at £1, and then you can put them all in the same, the sharing cost of the packaging.
Yeah.
But there's just loads of stuff that's not worth. But the ones that are worth something, you need to maximize their value.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
I've heard this before, and I'm well aware of people who think that way, and that comes down to your CGCing. And I did try it, and ever since I tried it, I've steered clear of the whole CGC thing because of the cash investment it takes to do it and the risk of posting it there and back again.
You're talking from the UK. It's probably between 30 and 40 quid just for a standard.
Just for bog standard. But a lot of the stuff I would want to do is like £1,000 comics.
And they just put their prices up as well, haven't they? So.
Yeah, but you can get away with that, Darren. You claim it's worth less. So I've never had them. I've submitted a number of things to CGC, and I just put it underneath the value, if you know what I mean. The value breaks.
Yeah.
And they've never come back and said, "Oh, by the way, that you need to pay more for this because we think it's worth more."
Right.
Okay.
4-color commentary. We had Steve Root on the show a couple months ago.
Yeah. So and CGC UK are pretty decent guys.
Right.
I take my stuff in and I go and collect it from them, and they and also I think UK gets priority because
does it really?
Yeah, because at the moment the Americans are moaning about vintage taking a lot longer at CGC,
right?
Focusing on moderns because that's where they make all the money, because they come in. So. But my vintage have come back pretty quick from the States. So I think CGC UK get a bit of a priority.
Right. It's such a tough one. It really is. I mean, I don't know.
Well, why don't you, instead of sending 100 in, just send 10 in and just work out.
The first time I did this, I think I've told the story on the channel before, but a guy called Paul from Wolf Comics, who's wonderful, and he's CGC master, he is, but although more modern rather than old, he came to my house when I lived in Nottingham, and we went through a load of the comics, and we plucked out 50 to send through, and we all thought they were lovely. We didn't think they were 9.8. We just thought that whatever they were well worth CGCing. So there were, for example, there were a lot of old Flash, Batman, it was mainly DC, Green Lanterns and so on, because I bought an amazing collection of stuff from a guy, and so we sent them off, and they came back between 4.5, but we knew it would be 4.5. There were no shocks, and some came back 9.8s, and I put them on the shop. I did a few on Facebook, and what I found was that, and this is where my sort of two general rules come in. If you want to sell a CGC, and I know there's exceptions about signatures and other things, but the two general rules I live off are you've either got to have a 9.8 or a key, or obviously both. But if it's not a 9.8 or it's not a key, no one wants it. And I know that's a very big generalization, but I ended up, so I sold about 10 of them, the ones that were keys or 9.8s, they sold quickly. The 40 remaining ones sold in the discount sale when the discount hit about 50% to one buyer, and he bought the lot. And I think he had a shop, and I think he was reselling them.
Yep.
And so I lost money on those because I tell you now, I could have sold them raw. I could have cracked the cases and got more money. And so I said, you know what? I'm not doing CGC anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gray, how many shows ago was it we had Steve Root on? Like 10, 12?
Oh, I don't remember, mate.
It's about 10 or so.
Have a look.
Scroll through
I'll find the link
history,
for him.
buddy.
No, it was longer ago than that.
I'll look it up. I'll search on my channel.
It was back in the summer.
See if it works.
Yeah, it was like the end of the summer.
It was in May. 1st of May it was.
God damn it, really? Wow.
Yeah. I'll put the link
Yeah,
in.
we've had a few big names on here.
76, show number 76.
Can you play a clip from it for him?
I don't think so. No.
4-color And
I've put the link in the thing. I don't know how I can play a clip, but I don't know how it's possible. I have to download it, clip it, and then upload it to here, and then play it. Unless I shared the screen or something. But yeah, no. I just put the link in there if he wants to check it out. That's if it will show up on blinking YouTube anyway. Probably try and
where are you
spamming it.
at, 4-color commentary?
He's in America, isn't he? Is he not Mr. White Gloves with 4-color commentary? I can't remember. Is he Mr. White Gloves?
I don't know.
Sorry, just to finish off. So I just remembered, Mark, that when I got those CGCs back, you'll remember this very well. That was the exact time that the Newton ring scandal came out, and every one of mine had it.
Oh right, that's unlucky. Yeah, I've not had many Newton rings. I've been quite lucky.
Yeah, I don't think I sent any back. I think I managed to sell them, the ones that did sell without it. Although I didn't sell it on the sly. I told people what the situation was and said, if you send it in, they'll rehold it and stuff. I don't think I sent anything. But there was one thing that really, I was annoyed at one thing, because I had previously bought a giant size X-Men #1. With the first new X-Men. And it was signed by Len Wein.
Yeah.
And it was signed inside on the first page.
Yeah.
Now, this was I think it was in an 8.5.
Wow.
And the problem was it had a tiny little crack in the case.
Yeah.
So the only thing that I would criticize Paul at Wolf Comics for was he wanted to send this comic back with the rest of the comics I was submitting. And because a case is bigger than the comics that were raw, I think he advised me to crack it and just send it for regrading. So I followed his advice, and it came back at 1 grade less. I was absolutely fuming. So it came back 7.5, and that was a lot of money. 8.5.
That's a big difference on that comic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, 4-color. I did a stint in Oklahoma briefly. Lived in Lawton for a little while.
These ones,
but that's because I was at Fort Sill.
This is good stuff, Gray. This is the kind of stuff I do.
This is my to read pile, not to sell pile.
Are you switching to Marvel now, then, Gray? You've forgotten about DC
now. Marvel have been on my list. I've got Marvels on my list still, like ones that I collected back in the day. But DC's my real kind of like. But I'm just a slut for comics, basically. I just
that Leighton run of Iron Man's really good.
I like Iron Man. I've got fair run of Iron Man, but I've got
that Bob Leighton run's real good.
And every now and again, I'm thinking to myself, I should try and sell my Marvels.
My favorite. That's my favorite Iron Man book right there.
Make some room. Concentrate on just DC runs.
Those are very, as Darren says, I can always sell Iron Man.
Well, if anybody was coming to comics fairly new and wanted to choose a character to collect that's not going to break the bank for years, Iron Man's the one, because he appeared prior to Iron Man #1, but Iron Man #1 doesn't cost the world like Amazing Spider-Man does or whatever else, because he came out later. Yeah. And after you get past #1, there's not too many big keys in it. So it's a fairly cheap set, relatively speaking, to collect.
It's true. Yeah.
I can't think of any major keys in the Iron Man run, actually.
Well, there's the Thanos 55.
Oh, Thanos.
Then you've got the drinking at number 129. Yeah. And then that's about it, really.
That's quite weird, isn't it? Having
that's a minor key.
That's Barry Windsor Smith, that one.
Not that one, the one.
How does becoming an alcoholic count as a key nowadays? Shocking.
I know. That was at the end of the Armour Wars, that Barry Windsor Smith one. It was brilliant. That's when I was reading as a kid.
That's what. Have you got any Lobo in your shop at the moment, Darren?
Have I got what, mate?
Number 3. Any Lobo? I managed to pick up 1, 2, and 4 of this run. I need number 3.
Death and Taxes. No, I don't think I've got it.
I was lucky enough to build. I picked up a stack of 50 Lobos at auction for 25 quid the week before it was announced that Jason what's his name?
Yeah.
The Aquaman guy.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, he's going to play.
Yeah,
Jason
Iron Man
Aquaman,
139
basically.
and 150
Yeah,
are really good.
the Aquaman guy said he was going to play. He would be confirmed as Lobo in the Supergirl movie.
I think War Machine's quite big as well in the Iron Man run, isn't he? He's a fairly biggish key. I've got
Well,
that
I
one
didn't-
already.
282. 149 and 150 are classic
Is that the Doc
Camelot
Doom
story
ones?
with Doom and
Yeah. And then there's another one where he's got the black stealth armor, and there's another one where he's got the Hulk Buster armor. But honestly, it's relatively. If you look at by comparison, buying Spider-Man, you want to buy Spider-Man, you've got to be a bloody millionaire.
Yeah, but people love it.
Oh, they absolutely love it. I mean, obviously, when I go out hunting for collections, that's the one that I need. That's my catnip is Amazing Spider-Man or Batman.
Yeah.
Miller Daredevil.
Anyone got any collecting goals for this year? I know you were saying you're going. What did you say? You're going to get them Fury books, and there's something else you was concentrating on this year.
I haven't quite decided yet. So because I've been doing Bronze Age horror for 2 years, really I'm just down to single issues I need now.
Yeah.
So I really need to pick something else where I can just buy it up. So I'm debating. My debate is between. I quite like Wonder Woman.
Right.
So and I think they're reasonably priced. And I've got a reasonable number of Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman is one option. DC War Comics, because I've already picked up some really nice ones and they're quite reasonably priced. You can pick up decent Silver Age DC War Comics. And I wonder whether War Comics are going to come back into fashion. Nobody collects War Comics at the moment. But
Well, I'll tell you what you should collect, Mark, that's not in fashion, and you can get a fantastic price. Western. I think you should go into Western.
that is
I know somewhere you get quite a lot of westerns at
that is at the bottom of my
April.
Darren.
Mark, are you talking about when you said Wonder Woman? Are you talking about Volume 1 or Volume 2?
Probably up to 1970. So pre-1970.
Cruises right past the first Bishop.
I tell you what, Mark, I think Wonder Woman's fantastic. But of all the stuff when I've gone out buying collections, the one that's least in a DC collection is Wonder Woman in the UK. It's hard as hell to find.
That's because boys didn't collect comics with girls in. That's why I never
bought.
bought.
If I ever try to, I don't sell them because I generally keep them. But if I do have duplicates and I put them up and whatnot, they always sell.
Wonder Woman, I'm instantly sold out. Whatever goes on the shop, instantly sold out.
Yeah, no, can't sell Superman, can't sell Olsen, but Lois Lane and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
You can't sell Superman and Jimmy Olsen?
No.
That's a key of some variety, I think, that Thor.
I tried to Superman and Jimmy Olsen.
I think the Superman thing is going to change this year with the James Gunn movie.
Well, I bloody hope so. I hope it reinvigorates the whole of DC, to be honest. I hope he does a fantastic job, the equivalent to what's happened with Marvel.
Yeah. And
I
like the trailer. I thought the trailer was really good, so I'm hopeful.
There's some seriously high expectations for all the movies this year.
There's some great ones from Marvel coming out.
I've not bothered watching the Superman trailer, but I'm surprised that people aren't up in arms about the crypto. Can't believe they're not all going, how stupid are the stupid little dog with superpowers? How ridiculous. I mean, that's what I expected from them, but apparently they all liked it.
Yeah.
Well, it's very well done. Very well done.
That's the reason they're going to go and see the Superman film is because of crypto.
That's bizarre.
The majority of the people that don't know about crypto.
Yeah. All invest in cryptocurrency this year.
Who do you think you are? Bloody well, Musk?
So.
No, you got it wrong, Gray. Elon Musk thinks he's me.
So now crypto current, see?
You're more dodgy than Doge.
Even Webov and Specky Spidey, even those sold on the shop this year, Mark. They got to a certain discount point, and some guy just came along and he bought long box of them, you know, and he came back for more than one long box.
Of what?
Of Spider-Man, Specky Spidey and Webov.
Oh yeah, no, they'll sell.
Yeah, and the McFarlane Spider-Man series.
I'll pick up Spectacular Spider-Man at auction anytime. I can sell it. They don't sell for huge amounts, but you can, you know, I can pick them up for £1 and sell them for £5. Right, everybody's leaving. What's going on?
Well, I had to plug my battery in, otherwise I was going to lose you.
So I had a disaster last week.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a biggie. That's worth some serious dollar. That one as well.
Disaster, yeah. You may remember, Gray, during last year, this French guy came up and had some comics with him and wanted to trade.
Right.
And the slabbed 9.8 Superman, a really nice one. It was a modern one, but it was a 9.9, and I've not got a 9.9.
Yeah.
And I traded him with a Spider-Man comic, which was worth about 60, 70 quid. Anyway, I got this 9.9, really nice, and I put it on eBay at 200 quid. And somebody bought it, and I sent it to them, and it got destroyed by the Royal Mail. When he got it, the slab was all smashed. So I had to refund him the 200 quid, and then I got the thing back, and the comic was destroyed. So I lost 200 quid on that. So I'm upgrading.
How did Royal Mail manage to smash it? Was it not packed well, or they just really put the effort into it?
I use a particular type of mailer that's always worked for me, but I'm now upgrading my slab boxes to proper rigid boxes instead of mailers. So
what I do with a slab, I don't have any more slabs, but I bought 50 boxes that Paul at Wolf Comics had recommended for sending them out. God, they were bloody huge things. They were that thick once you closed them up. And they were real thick cardboard, and they were that thick, oversized at the end and oversized. And I used bubble wrap after bubble wrap after bubble wrap in it. And so you had to get an inch of something, you had to go an inch before you would hit slab.
I'm not quite as crazy as that, but this little packaging will do boxes. I found a box that's just slightly over slab size, so I'll probably be able to put a layer of bubble wrap around it and some newspaper in the gaps, close it up, rigid box, fragile label on the outside. I think it's more chance of surviving than what was used.
The other way, Mark, is double box it. So do a box to the CGC, then do a bubble wrap, and then do one outer box.
Yeah.
That's a good way as well.
Yeah.
They must have been kicking it down the street, surely.
Oh,
I mean, it was badly destroyed, Steve. So it was really. It wasn't just cracked. It was like somebody had done karate on it.
Well, I had Mark. My mailers are here. Look, so these fold around and so on.
Those are the ones I use. The same one I use.
These are called column pack, and you can get half price of these, which are not column pack brand, but they're not quite as good.
I use something called Lil Packaging, but they're the same.
But basically, I had a guy in the sales. This is a horror story, but I had a guy order some Superman stuff, some modern Superman stuff, and he ordered about 40 of them in his first package. So that 40 is quite a weight.
Yeah.
You're talking about 4 kilos or something like that. So I would normally do 2 packs of these, 20 in each, and then take both together.
That's what I do.
That you've got that much give if it smashes on the floor or anything.
Yeah.
And because you've got 2 of them, you've got that extra bit.
Yeah.
Now he got back in touch with me, and when you drop a comic and you get an impact ding on the spine corner, And everybody, every single one of us hates that. Somehow, his package got dropped on the corner enough to ding more than half of the comics. And he said, look, he said that I ordered them near mint. This wasn't in the photo. And I said, you're right, it wasn't. And I said, look, here's what I'm going to do. You tell, because I said, look, there's no point in me messing about asking you to send back the ones. I said, you tell me which ones have got the ding on. You tell me how much money you want me to send you back. And I will do that, no questions asked. And you keep the comics that are dinged and you can decide what to do with them yourself. So he did that and he was over the moon, right? He said, your customer service and attitude to this resolution so good. I'm going to come back for some more. And he did. He came back for some more. He bought another 40 comics. I sent it out the next week. And 2 days later, he contacted me and said, I don't want to be that guy, but it's happened again.
No.
The exact same thing happened again. And I said, I'm so sorry. I said, look, I obviously I'm not responsible for how the packages are treated in transit. I said, do the same again. Tell me what you want. Tell me how much money you want back. And we did it. And he came back and he got some more. And I said, I'm going to pack these in like iron, you know. So I went to town on this. I think what I did was I put them in those boxes, but then I got another huge box, bubble wrapped the shit out of it, and packed this. And he got that, and he was delighted with it. And I very, very rarely have ever had any problems with any kind of dings on packaging. In fact, this is the only 2 packages I can remember, and it came for the same customer within a 2-week period in Scotland. And at that moment, I was thinking, is this a scammer? Is this person just trying to scam me?
Or is it the way they're treating the packages in that particular supply chain route? You know.
Well, what happened? This was early in the sales, and the sales lasted for 6 months or more. That customer became one of the biggest buyers and spenders in the entire sale. He never had another problem with his packaging again. And it was simply that whatever process they have in his local distribution office, in the post office, maybe it drops off a conveyor belt that's normally caught in every other post office in the UK, but something was wrong with their process that was dinging the corners. So once I just put extra package in, it was never a problem again. I nearly gave up on him, but I didn't, and I'm pleased I didn't. So,
and when you worked it all out, you realised you actually lost money on bubble wrap.
Yeah. Let me show you.
That shit's expensive. That bloody bubble wrap. Jesus Christ! You think it was made out of? You think it wasn't full of air? Bloody well. Wow, that's a fair bit of bubble wrap, mate. How much a roll like that cost you?
I used to work in a company that does machinery, making machinery. You know, they make the machinery that packs Walker's crisps or Mars bars and stuff. You know, so when they send out their metallic parts, they have to bubble wrap it. So this is actually half a roll. It would be much thicker. So I took 2 rolls from them like this. I nicked it.
That's what I was thinking. Shocking.
And he's the accountant, and then when he nicks it, he goes to them and says, it doesn't balance, you've lost some stock.
No, that was my severance package, 2 rolls of bubble wrap. Yeah. But it is expensive if you buy it.
Yeah.
What's this one?
Oh, Hotspur.
1986.
Not to be confused with Tottenham, Kyle.
No, I haven't got a West Ham spur.
It's a different Hotspur.
Tottenham Hotspur. It's the Tottenham Hotspur annual.
Nice. Tottenham.
That's just there because it's one of my old box ends.
I got a few bits if nobody's got anything else to show.
Yeah, go for it, man.
I pulled some older bits out as well. I got some. I ended up getting. We got these.
Oh, Super DCs, yeah.
Yeah, they're nice. They're quite rare as well. You don't see them very often.
Well, I got almost a full set about 10, 15 years ago. But just missing issue 3.
You're a niche collector as well, ain't you? You got some kind of niche little ones that you pick up.
Yeah, so
those are really nice, Steve. I'm trying to get a set of those. I've got
I think those two came together just
I
for
sent
that.
the first 10 of them to Bill in his Bill's pile package, and the annual, the hardback annual for it.
They're really hard to find. They're not
Super comic.
I think they're in low print run. That's nice as well.
So they got
In that
Cowboys on it as well as Superman.
Tempest in that one. What's in that? Is that remainders or something else?
No, it's just an actual annual. So
It's a Superman annual.
It's
Oh yeah. Like the Atlas ones or the Strato
Yeah.
one. What year is that from?
I don't know. It's got 3 shilling on the front, so it's oldish.
60s to me.
Summer gift book.
Can't see an actual date on it.
Super comic. I'm going to find out.
Some of them don't have dates on.
There is one on eBay. I've seen one on eBay for 200 quid, but it's not worth 200 quid. Or is it
Wow.
100 quid?
Yeah. Depends if someone wants it and that's the only one I can find. It's up to them if it's worth it or not.
Late 1950s, and a very fine might be about 90 quid according to Duncan McAlpine's guide.
Oh, wow. Tomahawk.
Tomahawk. That's one of your.
Is that reprints of the DC Tomahawk, is it?
Yeah.
I've got a ton of them for you when I get them out.
For them.
Stratos.
There's a Tomahawk as well. I was quite happy. I think I've got a couple of Summon Tomahawks.
There you go.
And
nice.
it's got a backup story is Firehair. I didn't realise he carried on elsewhere, Firehair.
Where are you getting these from, Steve? You buying them on eBay?
Yeah, just picking them up randomly.
They're nice. Yeah.
Challenges.
Yeah.
I know you showed some of these a while back, Darren. There's a Mystery in Space ones.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
They're not in as good condition as the ones that you had, but
I don't know. Mine are up and down, and mine are very hit and miss on condition.
Are they Alan Class or Thorpe and Porter?
No, these are Thorpe and Porter. You can see the two
TP.
Yeah.
The
Oh, the
TP.
TP. Yeah.
These are great. I don't think I've got a huge load of Mystery in Space ones. These are great.
What was the score of Thorpe and Porter and Alan Class? Were they running at the same time?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
I picked those up as a bundle.
So they were in competition with each other then.
Well, Thorpe and Porter were much bigger. They were distributors as well. They were a big distributor in the UK.
Oh.
Martial Law, but they're Dark Horse.
Yeah.
I love Martial Law. I've got most Martial Law comics. What's that one though?
That must be more modern, is it?
It's the Secret Tribunal.
Oh yeah, I think I've only got that on a trade. I haven't got that in the comic.
I've got because there's
That one's the piss take out of the JSA in it. Secret Tribunal.
it's
like the Jesus Society of
Legion of
America.
Superheroes is in that one.
Which one? Sorry.
Legion of Superheroes is the Secret.
Oh, is it? Okay. There's one with like the Jesus Society of America, isn't it? Where they're all like Bongo Christians,
Savage Dragon.
superheroes. Oh yeah, I got Savage Dragon. One.
Image.
I've got Martial Law and Suicide painted on my leather jacket.
Nice.
That's epic. So, what did Martial Law start out in? Was it Marvel?
Yeah, it was a Marvel epic. It had a 6-parter in an epic. It was.
Didn't he start out in a UK comic called Toxic?
He was in Toxic and Strip at one
point. Toxic as well, yeah. But he didn't start in Toxic though. It started in the epic Marvel.
Yeah, okay. I thought Toxic.
Martial Law versus has unfortunately got a price sticker on it.
Yeah,
somebody was asking a grand for this set on eBay the other day.
How much?
A grand.
Well, you do get
madness. Absolute madness.
It wasn't me.
No.
Where did the mask first appear?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really care for the mask, to be honest. Don't know.
Oh, so
Digest.
Steve, where did the mask first appear?
A digest size?
Yeah.
Digest.
Awesome.
House of Mysteries.
Strange Adventures.
I like that. That's nice.
Dark Horse Comics presents 10 because no one wanted it.
Right.
Which I've probably got, Kyle. I collected Dark Horse Comics Presents from the start.
I had some of them. I don't know if I had 10 though. I hope I didn't because I probably sold it for much less than it was worth.
Hideous Sun Demon.
Hideous Sun Demon.
What?
the
Where's that
hell?
from? Is that invented for that model, or was it from something?
It is a film.
Yeah. Obviously, one that's timeless and well known.
Yeah, that everybody knows about the Hideous Sun Demon. And then there's
I've never heard of it.
Oh, The Thing.
there's the dog.
John Carpenter's
Oh, yeah.
The Thing.
The dog out.
Yeah, great film.
So we're showing our things now. Hold on.
No, thank you.
No, it's got to be up there in the top 10 horror movies.
Unlike your thing, Kyle, Tempest's thing is worth looking at.
Yeah, I still want to see your thing, Kyle.
Mine has been irradiated
that's
from inside
nice.
and out, so it's kind of a mutant.
Okay.
Was that for a medical thing, or was that just what everyone voted for?
Both.
Was
These are the
it
kind
wasn't
of
some
things-
kind of like the women of Indiana all voted for it or something like that?
Yeah.
Or
These
They
are the
put in a
kind of things you
petition.
buy, Tempest, when you've collected every other DC and Marvel that exists.
Oh, that's nice. I haven't got that either. That's really nice. I'm going to have to come after I've been and attacked Alan in Canada. I might have to come and
You got
attack
some
you.
unique
There's like 31 of those.
I used to have the majority of them, but
Yeah.
I can never remember where I bought them from. New.
you
I
must
think
be
I'm-
running out of space in your
The
Tempest.
newsagents never had them.
I think I'm short about 5 of those now, so I might as well grab the rest of them when I've got a chance.
They're
Yeah,
brilliant.
they're
How you
nice
doing
there.
for space in that room of yours? Can't
I've
have
got
much
an old
left.
tub
I'm
full of
doing
treasuries up there.
all right. Look, I sold a whole bunch of because I used to have a bunch of figures just piled up here, but I managed to get rid of them all. Sort of towards the back
Fingers
end of
creates
that.
a lot of space for comics.
So that's now just full of comics. It is just full of boxes of comics, yeah. But the comics are because the comics are boxed, they're easier to shift than boxes of action figures.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh dear.
Gray, those Spider you were showing, those amazing Spider-Mans, they carry some value, you know.
I got them pretty cheap actually. I
Yeah,
got a new guy like
Those
I got a new
McFarlane
fellow who's
ones,
selling on Facebook, and like I think he sold them for like £2 each. Well, actually, no,
that
less
is
than
an
that,
absolute
150
bargain.
each.
I mean, are they near
150
mint?
each,
Or
I think.
near
Yeah, they're
mint,
all in
very
good
fine?
condition. Yeah, they're all in good
Honestly,
condition. Yeah.
Those should have been 10 to 20 quid each.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, I did get a
that
good fucking
McFarlane
bargain then.
Spider-Man run is sought after.
Which one?
Hmm.
All the McFarlane ones, the Spidey ones, the
No.
new Spider-Man.
Nah, the
Yeah,
McFarlane. No, the McFarlane Spider-Man just don't sell.
They do sell.
They don't. Well, only if you tell them cheap.
Okay,
my-
Mark.
Remember that
I'll-
McFarlane Marvel. That's my
I'll
Spider-Man.
put you in mind for a £10 copy, mate.
£10 each for near
Yeah.
mint ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Gray.
Yeah, well, I'll sell you mine if you want them.
What? Well, no thanks. 10p.
He's selling
my
and he's buying
maximum-
prices. He's got some
maximum purchase
discrepancy. He moves the decimal point in 1 or 2 places to get
Did
the
you
difference
notice
between
that?
selling
Oh,
and buying.
they were £10 each. I'll sell you mine for £10 each. Oh, no.
He
I
buys
offer
low,
the same for
sells
an Action
high.
Comics #1, 10p. Oh, speaking
blimey.
of big mega keys, did you see what Steven's got?
Stephen Kentner.
Yeah,
Yes, he got a Captain America 1. Yeah,
Captain America Comics 1
yeah.
in 1.8, I think it is.
Right.
But did you hear the story of what he had to trade to get it?
Oh, well, no, I didn't hear what he was trading.
Was it his soul?
Some serious stuff. Like I think he said Amazing Fantasy 15. I'm not sure.
Might have been. I mean, he's recently So I mean, Stephen is a well-off guy, but I was speaking to him. He also had a collection of guns, antique pistols and stuff. And this year, I mean, he said to me, "I'm gonna sell my guns and buy comics." And I said, "Well, I think that's excellent. You know, guns for comics sounds like a good deal for me." And
It sounds like something the government should encourage to cut
So,
down
yeah,
on
that's
guns.
how you.
I think I'm speculating, but I think he probably got close to quarter of $250,000 for his guns, which is
Sounds like a project they
$250,000
should do in the schools.
$250,000.
In the schools.
quarter of a million to $500,000, I suspect he got for his guns.
Wow.
And he's bought some big comics this year on the back of his gun sales. Yeah.
But no, he did sell the AR-15.
God, I hate America.
That's America 1.
And a bunch of other
I
stuff.
think it was an Amazing Spider-Man #1 as well.
Well, he's got a Batman one he bought about a year ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
You'll probably be quids in, won't you?
He's going for the 6, isn't he? He's going for the 6 major ones.
Won't you be quids in when they sign you back into the Marines so you could go and invade Canada? Surely you'll be made the money when that happens, won't you?
I'd go fucking AWOL before I went to work for that prick.
You got Canada, you got Greenland, you've got bloody Panama. You've got to go and
we're pulling up all the old
Denmark, France, Germany.
Yeah,
I'd actually go to fucking Greenland and fight for their side. Any of them?
Who is it around Greenland? Is it Belgium or somewhere? It's something like Belgium or Denmark. Denmark.
Denmark.
Yeah, Denmark owns it. Just
Denmark
leave
owns
the
it.
fucking world alone.
Yeah,
It's
they're
in the Gulf of
not
Mexico.
well known for their military force, are they?
It's
No,
the
that's
Gulf
what
of fucking Mexico, not the Gulf of America. Fucking egotistical prick.
Then again, leaders of the free world aren't known for fucking threatening their friends and allies on a fucking random either, are they? So it's all crazy town.
I think Denmark are part of NATO. So if the US attacked Greenland,
It's monkeys throwing shit at the cage in a zoo. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's monkeys throwing shit at a cage in a zoo. Oh my god.
Dear. Oh, dude.
You're out.
He will make America great again.
Yeah. He did such a good job the first time.
There was the thing I was watching on YouTube that was going, the 10 worst things that Trump did when he was last in power. And then it changed to 15, then it changed to 20, and he goes, 25. He's up, I was watching, he was up to 67.
You know, I wasn't fucking nauseous till we changed the topic. Let's go back to comic books. Fuck that asshole.
Kyle, I think it was you that changed the topic.
I think it was me.
Fuck that asshole and anybody that
It was
supports him.
great change the topic.
It might have been me. Oh dear. But anyway, I have a
calls me
concept of
fucking woke to
trans
my face, I will punch them in their face. I am fucking woke. Anybody says something about DEI, I don't know. Do we include women? I don't know. Women don't deserve what men deserve. I don't know. Black people, god damn. I get so mad at this. It's like people are like, oh, that didn't affect our generation.
You
I was
see
in the
all the lies and
Marines with a guy.
disinformation he's done on the fires in California as well. All
Just
the blinking blatant lies.
Just think about
saying
this
it's
for a
wrong.
minute. Think about this for a minute. I'm in the Marines. There's one of my staff sergeants went in like 8 years before I did. So he's got a few years on me. But while this is a guy I was in the Marines with. He went in to take a shower when he went to the fucking fleet or went to boot camp. He went in to take a shower. And a hillbilly was looking at his ass going, what the fuck, freaking out. Because he didn't have a tail because his parents taught him black people had tails and they were devils. This is the late 1970s.
Absolutely crazy.
Shouldn't the hillbilly have had a tail?
Oh my god!
There was. This is a true story. On the Chase or something like that yesterday, there was a question, and the question was, "What does a human fetus have?" And I think it was at 6 weeks, and the answer was a tail.
Yeah,
Human fetuses have tails at 6 weeks.
A prehensile tail, which becomes our spine. Yeah.
It's pathetic.
Do you know what most 6-week human fetuses have? And this is for all the Trumpers out there.
More brains.
Arsehole, ain't we?
They have
Why
a
we call
Hoover
arsehole
attached to
first?
them. Fuck all these Trumpers. They have a Hoover attached to them.
They had more brains than he's got. Even at 6 weeks.
Oh my god damn. Oh, these fucking people. Why I have
Oh,
this
dear.
is, I swear to God, it is why I have this.
Kyle, since you're so woke, how many genders are there?
Genders?
Yeah.
There's 2, but
Oh,
anybody
right, you're
could be
immediately
either one.
cancelled, mate. Sorry.
You're not woke enough.
But anybody could be either one. I love
Sorry,
people
Kyle,
that have had
that's
sex
completely
change.
the
I
wrong
love
answer.
people that have
Kyle,
identified as both.
Sorry, you are with J.K. Rowling and you've been cancelled. That is the wrong answer.
No.
There are 9,876 genders currently counting. And
Yeah,
so
no.
there's only 2. I'm afraid that you are.
If anybody identifies as a female, that's their goddamn business. I know people that have had sex change operations and I treated them like women. Come on, who is the biggest goddamn Trumper? Bruce fucking Jenner. And I'm going to call him by his, I'm going to out-name him, dead-name him. Goddamn, Caitlyn Jenner is a Republican, for fuck's sake. It's like, they hate you, you fucking moron. You know, why would you do that? That's like, you know, Jews for Hitler. Are you fucking kidding me?
I reckon
Turkeys
that
for Christmas.
the biggest Trumpers were that bunch of cowboys in blazing saddles with Mongo.
Or eating the beans.
He's there and trying to change the subject now. We're talking farting now.
My gender is sexy
farts
bastard.
than every Trumper I've ever
I
met.
think Trump is pro-farting.
Yeah.
I
When he's
have
not
had
shitting
smarter
himself.
farts than any Trumper I've ever met.
Yeah, dictionary definition is a small explosion between the legs.
Yeah, that is the definition of it.
Oh dear. Right.
I had to look it up
Night,
once
then.
because the teacher said I was swearing.
Yeah. Has anyone got anything else they want to show off or say?
I keep wanting to show off my dick, but you guys keep saying no.
No.
We were
Yeah,
showing
you're in the
our
wrong-
things. I
You're
can't
in the
show
wrong.
my thing.
You're in the wrong fucking stream for that, mate. You can go.
This is for
Go
Kyle.
and get your own channel back up, and if
Send
you
him
show
off.
your dick off on that, that's entirely
Let's
up
have
to
an
you. but-
OnlyFans on here. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Geekly Weekly, not Pervo Weekly. So
If I want to see a sad penis, I look in the mirror.
sad penis. Sad penis.
oh no, you set him off now.
Makes me want to
Yeah,
write
is it?
songs and shit
Oh
about
god,
sad penis.
yeah, probably would do. Probably
Set
would
him
do.
off. He's gonna
Let's have a
write-
good
It'd have to be-
old-fashioned fucking book
I-
burning.
I used
It
to
would
have
have to
that.
be a country and western song. That's definitely up the country and western kind of
Tempest, that's
style
one
of-
for you. You probably got this one.
Oh, I've
I've
got
got
that.
a sad penis and my truck's broken down. That's what you need to
Oh.
make a song about.
Hey, and here's one for you, Mark.
Yeah,
What?
I've got a sad truck and also my girls left.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, what's a hermaphrodite?
A hermaphrodite, it's somebody with both sets of genitals.
So what are they?
What do you mean, what are they?
Well, it can't just be male and female.
I don't
If there's
think
a
I've got that.
I don't know,
hermaphrodite.
there's 9,000 of them, Kyle. No,
So
They
You
are
know.
hermaphrodites. I mean, that's their gender.
I mean, that literally is a multiple gender in nature.
Intersex, isn't it? Intersex condition.
yes, but he is very rare.
Yeah, extremely rare.
Yeah.
Well, seahorses, the male seahorse has the babies.
And,
Isn't it?
they're not fertile either.
Well,
Has I got? I think
Yeah,
that's
you
what
back on the
I got.
screen.
But, you know, I don't care if people fuck
Plastic
chickens
man.
as long as they don't hurt children.
She's
Or
Plastic Man. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Let's just do a quick flick, see if I can find a Plastic Man.
So is that all characters from the Adventure Comics from DC?
Don't know what it is.
No,
over
that's-
there.
I think that's something completely.
Dull
yeah,
Man. He's
Dull Man.
quality comics, isn't he? Dull
yeah,
Man.
that's
I think
quality.
you got. You
So
got
was
Black Book
Plastic
in there as
Man.
well.
Dollman is
Arizona
the
Rain.
ultimate bondage cover. Every single cover of Dollman has got bondage on it.
Huh? What the hell?
So has Alan got a full run?
Yeah, every other page will be in colour as well.
Good
Plastic
question.
Man.
Yes, he has.
How did Plastic Man get his powers?
Can't remember.
He got shot, didn't he?
You didn't fall into a vat of chemicals, did he? I can't remember now.
He got shot and fell into a vat of chemicals, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's very popular.
That's very sun faded. That should be red.
I actually, when Lisa went for a blinking chemo radiotherapy, I asked the doctor if she'd get superpowers. He said no.
Oh my
Well,
God,
I did
love
actually
that.
ask him.
Doesn't quite work like that.
None of you have read the Alan Moore book, have you? Which I was talking about the other. It's absolutely hilarious. So it's sort of there's a thing in it which is a sort of history of comics, and but it's from a slightly shifted angle, and in it, Alan Moore. So there's a guy. All the key industry guys are in it under different names. Okay, so the Stan Lee character is in it, and he's sitting in a coffee shop, and he's had connections with the mafia. And this guy comes in and sits behind him and starts talking to him and threatening him a bit. And Stan's getting nervous, and he says, "You need to start a new comic line." Which needs to have a name which is better than the one you've currently got. So, of course, he went from Atlas to Marvel, and in this he goes from something else to something else, but tremendous or something. And he says, well, who are you? He says, well, you know, I'm from the government. I'm Secret Services. And he says, we need to get a good reputation for nuclear energy and for radiation. So we need you to create a range of superheroes who are based on radioactivity and mutation.
I know that was on my pile once.
Is this like an alternate history of comic books?
Yeah, it's a sort of tongue-in-cheek alternative history of comics, and it is fantastic. It really is funny.
Has anyone been keeping up with the blinking Neil Gaiman stuff?
No.
What's happening?
Don't you know about it, Mark?
Well, I know
he got called out for.
Has he been cancelled, or was he
sexual escapades?
Well, I think he was up to some very dubious sexual practices. Like, I don't know. I never bothered reading the bloody well.
He's always been with freaky women. Who knows? He may have.
Is it just rumor, or is there any fact associated with it?
I've seen some posts come up. I've not bothered to read them. I just wondered if anyone else had.
Mark, volume 6. Found volume 6.
Well, sell it to me.
This completes the set. It's £1 million. It's the final piece of the jigsaw.
You're joking me, aren't you?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
Well, just turn it round.
Well, open it up and let's see.
No, it's not. I can't see it. It's
this
not.
One is very, very is very faded. What this one says.
Yeah.
I think it says. Oh, I deciphered it. It says 4-color. That actually says 4-color.
Oh.
Very difficult to see. And at the top,
what the original 4?
I'd have to get my other glasses to see what that says. But this will trigger Kyle, I'm sure. Right, are you ready?
What's that? Silver
Max
tip.
Brand Silver Tip, 10 center, 4-color comics, I think.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought 4-color comics were slightly larger.
No.
They might have been trimmed.
They might be trimmed, but no, 4
Almost
colors
certainly
is
they've
the
been
same
trimmed,
as
actually.
everything else.
Well, we need to have a discussion, Darren, because you know the guy who bought my Planet comics.
Yeah.
He told me he'd buy anything bound.
Oh, crikey!
So,
comics. This one says comics.
What's this one?
That one.
Those Atlas westerns. I'm telling you, they're gonna get a pretty penny.
Oh, they horror. Black Terror.
And they cut the covers off of those. There's a fuck up there.
Those haven't got the covers.
There's no covers on that one.
Oh no! Look, and some bloody arseholes cut a panel out.
Oh, shit.
But that's a really. This is a super. Like this is thick, right? That's a really, really thick one.
Yeah.
No covers. But these look like they're probably. I don't know. Is it fair to say late 40s,
Yeah, yeah.
Golden Age.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
But the problem is they've got no covers, so they're probably remainders.
Yeah.
Could
But
be.
this is apart from that little panel that I didn't realise until I just held it up. This is a pretty nice condition item.
That's got to be worth a couple of hundred to someone, or under at least.
No,
Yeah.
no more than that, mate.
Even with a cut-off panel.
Yeah, yeah.
No
Yeah.
shit, Mark. Right. Well, look, yes, we do need to talk.
What
Because,
any issues? We'll do a little deal and we'll share any profit.
right, you've seen these before.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
that's fat money right there. That is fat money.
You've seen it, Mark. I'm sure you have.
I don't think I have seen these.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Wow.
1951
Okay.
With covers.
with covers.
Right, we need to have a little chat, Mr. Darren, because I know a guy who might buy these, and I think
Wonderful.
he'll pay money. I think
Because I want to sell them.
I think he's a dealer in New York.
Well, it's one of these case. I mean, these are nice, Nick.
Yeah.
This is all Dobson stuff. All of these.
Yeah, I
ones-
was going to say this looks like Dobson. It's the same as the House of Mystery stuff.
But this book there is 1951 Kid Colt
I mean, Atlas
That
comics from that
continues
time in good shape are
into
few and far between.
1952. The full set of 1952 Kid Colts. Actually, maybe that's half a set, and then there's Wild West. I don't know what's in here. That one's a bit rattier down there.
Not quite as good, yeah.
1952 with Kid Colt in it. That'll be why it's there.
Maybe Wild Western went on to become Kid Colt.
I think it did. I think it was the other way around. Kid Colt might have become Wild Western.
Alright.
Now, Kid
I
Colt
think
ran
we need
into the
to- I think
70s.
I think it might be worth me emailing my guy and seeing if he's interested.
And then 1953, so the next year. So the same as your House of Mystery. This is a very similar kind of concept.
Yeah,
All
That's
these-
pre-code
Right.
Atlas in that good a shape. That's big money.
Yeah. So either try and sell them to my guy in New York, or put those on Heritage.
Yes, one or the other. That I mean, my plan was potentially Heritage, but if there's a buyer out there,
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, skip the middleman and just go straight to him.
then
It's not as exciting as what Darren's got, but
Oh, what have you
what's
got?
that one? That is 78. What's it say? 50?
Creepy 78.
Oh, I forgot
Oh,
to show
no,
my
that-
1913 Zane Grey.
Oh, that's the magazine. Creepy. That's really expensive. That one. And because it's so popular.
Yeah.
Is that magazine size, that book, then?
Yeah.
Where did you get that from, Steve?
I just found it on eBay.
How much did
Yeah,
that?
price for it, or-
How much you paid for it?
I think it was like 20 odd quid.
What?
Wow.
Absolute steal.
Jesus.
I'd say that was a
This is
good
It
deal.
wasn't expensive.
right place, right time. Honestly, right
Yeah.
place, right time.
It's one of those things where you think other people would be interested, but there was no
Wow.
interest in this.
The right eyes didn't see it. That's all
Yeah.
that was.
Sometimes it's how things are described as well.
Oh,
doesn't it?
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's worth 400 or 500.
Not bad.
So, are you
Cool.
done? Are you done, Tempest?
Yeah, sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's great. So this is another one now. This was a bound volume one.
Ah,
This
it's
was
gone missing.
glued together, right? This was glued together. When I was getting these to show the Geeky Weekly show from downstairs, I dropped it
Ah,
and it split there. But the rest of it, these are still glued together. You can see the shiny glue. Look, you see the shiny glue?
yeah.
That's the glue that would have glued it to the binding. I've never had
Are they,
the binding.
are they still in comics? Could you break them up into individual comics, or would that be too much of a?
Right. So this is interesting. This is interesting. So
Yeah.
because I've had a number of these bound volumes, those Planet comics that I sold were worth about 5 times what I sold them for is a bound volume in single comics. The problem is,
Yeah.
when you put them into the binding, they trim them.
Yeah,
So
you can see
Yeah.
the edges missing off that front.
all the comics are trimmed, so they count as restored. So they immediately go down in value. But
Why the hell did they just make the binders bigger?
No, it's not to do with that. It's not to do. You can see it's been trimmed down there. Can you see?
This is a consecutive run from number 53 to number 70.
Right.
October 1946 up to
I
whenever.
have seen somebody take a bound volume and separate them all out and then sell them singly. Now,
couldn't you rebind that though? Couldn't you get it rebound?
I would rebind it. My preference would be to get a professional to rebind it.
Yeah. You might do better to do that because those have been trimmed. You might sell it better as a bound volume.
Yeah,
This
most of
one-
the old punches from the 1840s and 50s are pulled out rebound from bound.
That
volume.
True Comics 53 doesn't go for an awful lot either. It's less than $10 for a 2.5.
Well,
So I'm
he's
guessing
got what he's
that'd be
got in
better.
there is the first comic appearance of
Sad
Sad
Sack. isn't it?
Sack.
Was that True Comics or was that something else? Air Boy or something?
It's like
this
the
one?
6th issue in that bundle you're holding. It's like
I
issue
remember looking for
53.
it.
It's like issue 53 of that.
50,
That was the first one in there.
no, 53. It could be
Pretty
the
much
first
started
one.
at.
I remember looking for it once and finding it. It's just like a half-page panel. It's almost like an advert.
Yeah, it's his first appearance in comics.
Can you remember what the issue number was?
I thought it was 53.
I can't see it. Okay, well, somewhere in there is the first appearance in comics of Sad Sack.
Does that say people even care about it anymore though? Who collects Sad Sack?
No one. Well, there are, the people like Stephen. He would be.
I'm sure he does. I mean, there's a dying audience for some of these things.
A dying audience, yeah.
If you watch me and Alan on our hottest Silver Age comics, there's some titles.
That isn't it, but that is the Sarge, isn't it?
I don't know. It
No,
doesn't
I think it
tell
is.
from here.
No, it's
Isn't that
not.
Sad Sack related or not?
No.
No.
Isn't this Sad Sack and the Sarge?
No. That's
Different
not.
art style, I think.
It's not. There's a different art style. Yeah. There's some comics that just haven't done anything in 10, 15 years because nobody knows who they are anymore.
Yeah.
We had George of the Jungle comic come up. Nobody, no kids nowadays, nobody under 40 has ever heard of George of the Jungle.
You got to get the archaeological minded kids who want pieces of history.
How many of those are there, Kyle?
It's a dying breed. It's not like there are a load of new people coming to that audience.
We need to teach them. That's the whole thing. My
Yeah, but we can't
grandnephews.
teach 'em.
I'm teaching my grandnephews. I'm teaching my grandkids. I've taught a few guys. I've got a few guys interested.
They're going to be
in
interested in Spider-Man and Batman and Wonder Woman. They're not going to be interested in
But it's once that wears off, once the novelty of the singular character or the main superheroes wear off, and their brain expands, and they go, "Well, where did the history of this come from?" And you have to get them enough early where they wonder.
but it didn't.
And then by their mid-30s, they go,
But
"Hey,
those characters have been going nearly 90 years. It hasn't worn off yet.
I don't think Just Your Grandkids is going to save the comic market. I think a few more.
That's why I tell everybody you should teach at least 3 people in the generations behind you the understanding and appreciation and love of it. If everybody before they died off taught 3 people, and then 1 of every 10 of them became interested, it would re-blossom in 20 years. I don't think about today. I don't think about tomorrow.
An advert up in his local post office saying, "I want 3 young children to come to my house."
Yeah. I'll teach you about comic books.
That's what Neil Gaiman was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I say pass it on to your own generations.
Here we go. I found it.
I must admit,
generations.
when I'm sitting on a train reading the comic book, there's a little kid opposite me looking at me reading the comic book. I wish I had spare comic
That's
books.
just an advert for Sad Sack, though, is it?
No, that's
No,
that's
that's the comic
story.
comics.
Little written
So what
story.
issue number was that? How far off was that?
55.
55. I was off by 2 issues.
But what is that? That's just an advert, is it?
No, it's not an
No.
advert. That's a
That's a little
story
story
about him
It's a half panel. It's considered a half panel.
with
Or
6
half-page
drawings.
panel.
So there's like 6 little drawings and a story.
Thing is, Greg, you give some kids one of your Wolfpack issues, and that'll put them off for life.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I think we need to.
On the other hand, what
who's getting out of hand? First of all, Ted showed his thing, and now Darren's showing us his sad sack.
Then there was this, right? This
Yet
is
again,
off,
I
mate.
can show both at once. I can show my
Darren's sad sack is better than Kyle's thing.
All right.
right.
It was Timber to show his thing.
Fuck it.
You're
I'm
all
just
gonna
gonna read.
trigger.
I'm just gonna recite poetry off my head while Darren shows comics.
You're all going
And
to
I'll
trigger
mute you.
straight away. Are you ready? I'll hold it up while I do it.
Be glorfeast Nova what?
No. Poor little comic.
Asshole.
Oh
Now-
no!
Right,
What are you
it's
doing?
not what you think, actually. It's not what you think. These pages were not attached to this book. I found
Okay.
these pages inside the cover. So Mr.
So-
Dobson, I imagine, for whatever reason, had cut these out of whatever and put them in here.
Maybe it came loose. I've got a loose page of a comic in the box. It came from something else, and I didn't want to throw the page away. So
That
just sat
is
in a box.
Superman number 141.
Why has it got no cover?
And then, I don't know. Well, I think, I suspect, oh, look at that. I mean, shit, look at that for a mess.
Right,
Oh,
these are
they-
remainder. These are remainder issues that
Th-
have been.
This
Well,
is, oh,
They're
shit.
remainders used for reference. That's what they end up being. They take
Yeah.
beat up copies and use
Yeah.
them for photo reference and stuff.
This particular one, right? This is, I believe, cut out from a Superman comic and
Yeah.
glued onto this.
Yeah.
Right.
This is more like a child's effort at binding as a school
Someone's
project.
found their own comics, like,
Yeah.
or a cheap version of binding. It might
Which
not
makes
be.
it great and unique and interesting.
Totally,
and
it would
fun.
be unique. There's no doubt about that.
Are the issues concurrent issues, or are they?
No, these are all over the place. I'm pretty sure,
all over the
Gray.
place?
Yeah, they are definitely. Yeah.
And this is falling. This is falling apart.
Yeah.
If
You
this
look at
spine
that
gone.
middle advert page for those cartoons is from the 70s, and yet you got 60s stuff.
I
in
mean,
there.
Yeah,
if
I
I
thought
was
they
like
were
13 years old and had a bunch of coverless comics, I'd have done exactly that to them. If they were beat
Yeah,
up and
this-
chewed up.
This one has right, so I can see what this has got. I mean, this is not damage that it's received while it's been in my care, but the staples that are attached to the comics are rusting. Some of them, the glue's coming apart, and also this one is falling apart. It's got some nice stuff.
I've been getting a lot of coverless comics lately. Yeah, John Lacey, Mark. Whenever I buy some comics off him, he throws in all these coverless ones to me as well. He knows I'll read them.
Well, probably the only person he knows who takes them. It's like me. I'll throw all my. I haven't got a Kyle box, and occasionally I just throw.
I'm the place where comics come to die.
Yeah.
A comic book has to be beyond. It has to have mold growing on it, and I will throw it away. I
Yeah.
will not throw away a damaged, beat up. If it's mold and growing,
Oh,
it's garbage.
Yeah,
Was it no
no,
comic?
I do actually have a grade lower than grey, which is it goes in the bin, but it's pretty low grade.
What's that phrase? No comic left behind. Is it sort of paraphrasing an army thing or something? No comic left behind.
I mean, it has to be deadly to the rest of the comics for me to get.
Wow, wait a minute, we've got another bound volume here. What's going? It's got no covers again.
Airboy comic.
They've got no covers.
no covers, but this is bound in a very similar way to one of the other ones. And I know that it might have come from the same. It might not have done. But this one,
comics of Airboy though, isn't they?
I haven't had a good look through it, but I mean, the first one was Airboy, and it says Airboy on the spine, so I'm assuming it's a bunch of Airboy. Just trying to find another first page.
Skywolf.
Skywolf. Looks like a fox to me.
This just makes me want to go up and get my 1925 Charlie Chaplin.
Pac-Man, he's a bit ahead of his time, isn't he?
This again is just night, isn't it?
Yeah, rare boy.
The problem with okay, so this
Aaron
is,
Buckskin.
but the problem is that it's remainders. There's no covers, so the value is heavily reduced.
Well, so there's a
comic still.
Normally, I would agree with you 100%, Mark. Normally, on the fact that they're remainders, I would say that there's a chance with these that these were stuff that was in bad condition. Actually, maybe not with this one, but some of the other stuff in the Dobson collection. I would say there's a chance that he had the comic, but the cover was a complete mess. And I tell you why. I found one of the bound ones had Wonder Woman 27 and 28 in it with no cover. But in another box of oddments, I found just the front cover to Wonder Woman 27, no back cover. And the front cover was a mess. But I got the idea that maybe he'd got some low-grade comics. The cover was a mess.
Yeah.
Got the covers off and kept them in a separate box and bound what was left, because it was like a mixture, like 8 different comics, 2 of which happened to be early Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that might be right, because that mix.
These ones, I would actually disagree with what I've just said because of the way that they look, and it's
that's been properly bound,
been properly trimmed, properly bound. That's not an amateur effort.
No, that's been properly done. Yeah.
So yeah, in fact. There is the bloody. Now, there's something that we've not seen before. I'm assuming Hillman is not the publisher of the comic, is it?
He's the owner.
Is he the owner, or is he the person who owns the company?
More than likely, the owner, not the binder.
The person who's had the binding done gets their name put on it. It's in their collection in their library.
If you really want to know, you'd have to damage it because of the people that bind them put that information under the front leaf and on the inside of the glue binding. They put the information in there.
Yeah, maybe don't do that.
Yeah, don't tear those apart to get that. But that's how they mark their work.
Oh, that was from the last week, wasn't it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that last week. Dracula has risen again.
Yes.
Would you stop talking about my sad penis?
I would be interested in that Superman annual you showed earlier on, Darren, if nobody else wants it.
Which one? The oldest one?
Yeah, the Superman. That was the Superman Adventure one.
Oh, they nearly all got dropped. That one?
Yeah.
It's quite pricey.
It doesn't surprise me. I think I'm missing maybe about
5 and 6.
It's in the region of 50 quid, I would say.
That's not bad.
5 and 6 is 27.5 pence. What's all about?
I have in the Dobson stuff. There were 2 long boxes full of these annuals: Superboy, Superman, Batman, and the other stuff, Strato, Atlas stuff. And so he had multiple copies of some of them. And they're still downstairs. Bill took a big wad. Bill took one of each of the years of Batman, I think. But there's still
what year stories are in there? You've put
down, how many stories are in there?
Stories are there? Oh, that's all right. I've got those.
How did you know? I didn't tell you the answer yet.
It's 57 and 58.
Oh no!
That's the annual year, not
the annual was produced.
Oh, was it? Oh, it'll be earlier then. There'll be earlier stories.
That's got heavy graffiti.
Who owned it? Who owned it? What's the name of the person who owned the comic?
Lionel Laird from Kirkwall.
That's in Scotland, isn't it?
And actually, that is 2 of his signatures: Lionel Laird and Lionel Laird. And that says
any relation to Lionel Blair?
No, not Lionel Blair.
He's filled in all the Superman as he drawn in the rest of it.
And it says Orkney as well there. Look, he's written his address, Kirkwall, Orkney.
So right, yeah, that's way up there, isn't it?
I might track him down, seeing if he's got any others.
Orkney Isles, yeah.
See if he's got any others. I think he's still there, Steve. Still at the same address in Orkney.
It'd only be
Do
about
you
what?
know? Do you recognise these, Terry?
Be about 75. No, if it says 57, 58, they'll obviously be before then. I mean,
Yeah.
earliest I got was
Yeah.
57.
They'd have done well if they'd have produced the ones after. They'd have needed a time machine.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. If the owner is Marty McFly, if the owner is Marty McFly, they could be
like Wayne Boring sort of stuff. Or Al Blastino.
I tell you a good trick, right? I mean, whether you know this or not, I don't know. But usually, if you type in Google Superman and then the title of the story,
quite often you get it.
Usually, it tells you what issue it was in.
Right, guys, I'm going to leave you. I've had enough of Darren's sad sack and Carl's thing.
Action Comics 197.
You don't want to see my 1925 Charlie Chaplin?
1954, that's Superman.
I don't know why these are. I know why they're here, because these were in Bill's pile, but they were a second copy, I reckon. I reckon he ordered it twice.
I think I'm missing maybe 10 of the annuals now.
What? Hold on a minute. Let me just do a quick. If I can just find the right spreadsheet, and I can in a minute.
I'll end the stream. Then you guys can chat backstage, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Cheers, people who came to watch.
They've stolen their shirts.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Did I just go get